Yo, we live and direct once again for part two on the question of do you think that Will Smith was justified for slapping Chris Rock? Part Deuce. I had invited some people. Don't know if they're gonna be able to make it, but I invite the entire public or whoever is out there in the internet world or my in my subscribership to come in and join the fun. I'm before I get into any in-depth conversations, I'm going to if you guys come across here, you'll see the link on the in the comment section live. I need to shoot out this this link to people, man. Let me see. We gotta get some people in here. Let's see. Boom. Come on, copy. What's going on? I think I did better yesterday on my first day. What's good? What's good? I'm still waiting on my guests to come in. We're going to have a part two of Do You Think Will Smith is Justified in the Slapping of Chris Rock, part Deuce. I have some people coming through. I haven't sent them the link, so I'm about to do that right now. But anybody that I invited or anybody that wants to join the conversation can go in this section and click on the link, and I will allow you to come in here so we can talk. Let's see. I started a little late. What's good? Where's my man? There's a few people that I said I was going to send a link to. Definitely, let me see. Some people will be coming in late. But I've been reading some articles about this thing. And this will be the last day that I talk about this because some people are tired of this thing already. And I'm tired of this thing already as well. But I thought it was a good way of bringing up a segue into bringing up a bigger conversation with mental health, of course, violence and things like that. Um, and man, let me see. I gotta shoot some links to some people to get them in, allow them to get in the room, which you will see me do live. If you guys made it in the room or on this video before I send you the link, just go into the video, the live section, comment section. Just click on the link, and then I can see when you come in. Otherwise, I'm sending you the link right now on my phone. So a couple of you say what's up. Shout out, give a shout out. Real Nordic Black family. What's good? If one of you is my guest that I invited, just click on the link and I'll see when you come in. Otherwise, I gotta send you the link on my phone. I ran a little bit late today, but it's all good. Oh, Katarina, what's going on? Katarina, what's good? Katarina, I don't know if I'm butchering your name, but she's in the building. It's mute. The mute. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Click.
Yeah, no. You
There
can
you
call
go.
me.
Am I saying your name correct? Katar
The name is
Katarzyna. Can you?
the name is Katarzyna. Uh,
Wow. I
but you
like with
can
the accent and everything. I like that.
but 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 you can call me Kate because this is much easier, especially here for Norwegian people.
Right.
Katarzyna
r-
is for them is the word that they just can't say. So
Right.
I make it easy, Kate.
Nice. Nice. And I'm running a little late. This is it's supposed to be like a casual live conversation, so Nothing. Yeah, nothing too big or nothing formal or nothing like that. So I'm running late like I do usually. I'm actually on my phone sending the links because there's gonna be several people that want to join this conversation, and I haven't sent them the link yet. But if they go live on here, they can go in the live section. If you hear me now, because there's a few people I see is watching this, you can
Hmm.
go in the comment section, click on the Streamlard yard like I think Kata Zena did. Unless did you get the link from me or did you click on the live?
I get the link from you. I got the
Okay.
link from you
Yeah,
via
yeah, for sure, for
Messenger.
sure.
Yeah.
So that yeah, there are several people. So, I don't know if you watched the video. See, you hearing
Yeah.
this thing going bing bing.
Excuse me. I have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get.
no problem. You can mute it and then you can talk
Yeah.
on the phone. You can do yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Before we begin this conversation, man, where you at, Kamar and John King? I think I sent you. There we go. I forgot to send you the damn link, bro. Yeah. Boom. Kamar. bec- Because before I begin this conversation, here you go, my man. There you go. Dude, there's the link. There was that was on Carlton that was on The Voice, the Norwegian voice. The African American dude. No, not Carlton. What am I talking about? I'm getting the names all mixed up. Bonnie is supposed to be coming in. We're gonna have some more female energy in the building. Let's see. I'm just gonna begin to just chat way. There was another female that is on. 1 second. Boom. One other person. Where is he at? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, here we go. Byron. There we go. Oh, let me see. Bonnie. I'm gonna add you. Bonnie.
Hey, what's
What's
up?
what's good?
All good over here. I mean,
All
I'm tired.
good.
Ready.
You not ready? It's all good. You
No,
don't have to show yourself. You huh?
I'm saying I'm tired, but I'm ready for this conversation.
Oh, that's what's up. Yo, we waiting for a couple more people to jump in the building, to jump in the chat. You know what I mean? Let me see.
Cool.
But you watched the video though yesterday, right?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
No
It was
doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And what was some of your thoughts? What were some of your thoughts? What
well,
struck you?
uh, it's not that I didn't fully disagree with everybody, but it's like it was one of
You don't
those
have, you know what?
topics.
You don't have to agree. I like those diverse opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need no yes. I don't need no yes man because I sure as the hell ain't one
No, right? I like a challenge too.
for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a few people they about to jump in here or whatever. That was my first day going live. You know what I'm saying? So I was just out of the blue. I don't know. I was washing clothes, came up from the laundry room. You know what I mean? Hung up the clothes or whatever, and I was like, yo, I saw all these other major platforms capitalizing on this
Right.
subject here about the slap, and I'm like, yo, I need to. I was like, let me see what's good. I said I want to chat about this, and it caught a little, a little bit. But
I I think the most messed up part is that he actually won, and nobody actually talks about that. The only focus is the slap. Like Will Smith
mm,
won a whole Oscar, his first Oscar, and then everybody's just focusing on the slap.
another female, a few other people. Here goes Byron right now as we speak. Hold on, let me get him on the stream.
Hey,
Byron,
what's
what's
happening?
good, man?
What's happening?
Byron in the building. What's good? No boy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Hey. Did
Yeah.
you did you watch the video yesterday that I did on the fly?
No, 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 no.
Okay, because this is like the second day. Yesterday was the first day that I was doing laundry, my man, and I was just like studying. Like, you know what? I've been watching these little videos and interviews um, from these platforms. Here's my other man, John King. I'm gonna add him. He's in Chicago right now.
Okay.
He was in the conversation yesterday. John
Right.
King was in the conversation yesterday. There he goes,
What's up? What's up?
Byron.
What's up?
Hey,
What's
how
up?
you doing? So yep, John King, Chicago. He's in Byron. He's in Norway with me. He's African American from Miami, South
You're
Florida.
right. Right.
And he was on a. Hey, John King, he was on a. The Voice in America, the show The Voice. Well,
Yeah.
they have a Norwegian version called The Voice out here, if I'm saying it correctly, right, Byron?
Right. Right. Right.
Right,
Right.
and Byron was out here on the. He was a contestant. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he, he made it
Oh,
pretty
he can
far on
blow.
there.
He can blow. Oh, okay.
Oh, for sure, he can blow.
Yeah.
He can blow. And then we got Bonnie. I don't want to butcher her name. Bonnie York,
Joette.
who's
Yeah.
Joack, and
Joanne. Okay.
she's living in Bergen on the west coast of Norway. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? She is a African diasporan as well,
Yeah.
by way of what, Kenya,
South Sudan.
South Sudan. My bad,
Okay.
No,
South
that was
Sudan.
close.
That's right. I got to get that straight. And we ran into each other at the Afro comedy comedy
Yeah.
show. They had an African comedy show in Oslo or whatnot. And then we
Yeah.
got
Okay.
Kat, and then Katarzyna Kabolska. I'm butchering her name big time, and she's probably listening. She's muted right now. I didn't mute her. She muted herself because I think she's on the phone or whatever. But she'll come back whenever she's ready. Can't unmute you, yes, because they should. Okay, boom. Yeah, yeah. And then we got a couple other people, whatever. But we had a conversation yesterday. Me, John King, and a few other people. They're gonna come in the conversation as well when we
Okay.
talked about the slap.
Right.
With Will
Right.
Smith and the
Right.
question that everybody knows. And this is the only. I'm not gonna. We've been talking about it for some days now, and I'm kind of getting tired of the conversation as well. I'm not gonna lie. And this is. I just said I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit. I'm gonna do a part two. And the
Right.
question was, do you think Will Smith was justified on slapping Chris Rock
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the Oscars? And I think the question is kind of, in some people's eyes, very obvious, the answer, but it also, I think, segued and sparked another conversation or several conversations. Here's another person right here. Hey, what's good, Yvonne? How you doing? You muted. You muted. I can't hear you. But anyway,
Can
yeah,
you
There
there
hear
you
me
you
go.
now?
go.
Oh,
How's it
hi.
going? Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? And I think Yvonne, you out here in Norway too, or no?
Yes, I'm in
Yeah,
Oslo. I'm
you know.
Norwegian.
Yeah, yeah, for
Okay.
sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. And do you know also that we had a part one the other day?
I saw it just now.
You just now saw it.
After you texted me, I had to go in and see it because that's why I was like, who? What?
Yeah, yeah. I thought you saw it too, Byron. I thought you knew the other day that
No,
I.
no.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
saw. I
sorry.
saw that this was. I saw this was part one, part two, and I
yeah,
said, okay, so I gotta go check out part one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was nothing serious. It's a casual conversation, and we was just trying to do something different. That's all, and
Right.
and, and see
Right.
who else
Right.
is partaking in the conversation. And I'm curious. We curious. Somebody sent the. Yeah, I'm curious if you guys' opinions on how you feel about how it went down, and your thoughts on that, especially the ones that haven't
Internet.
That's
I
funny.
haven't.
lost you.
You lost
That's
me.
funny. That's funny. If we
You said
swap
you're
out Chris Rock for
curious
The
and then
Rock,
it stopped.
Oh, my bad. No, John King, did you hear me the whole time, or did I cut off
I
on
heard
you
you.
too?
I heard you. I
Okay,
heard
okay, okay.
I,
Well,
I just want
well,
to say,
well.
John, that was funny, dude. That was funny. If we switched out
Right,
The Rock for Chris Rock,
you.
right, right.
Will would have knew his damn role and he would
for
have shut
real,
his damn mouth
he he
like
wouldn't
the
have come up on that
jabroni he
stage.
was
He wouldn't come on that stage.
at all.
That's what they. That's what everybody was joking and saying. They was
uh,
like, if it was The Rock, Chris wouldn't have came up there. Or they also said if it was a white person, they
If
wouldn't
he
have.
was a white person, he would never have done that because that would
and
be a collaboration. It's something about black on black crime that it's actually
yeah,
accepted. It's
yeah,
actually a
Mm,
very low threshold.
That's
It's
sad.
about
That's real
proving you're
sad.
a man. I'm half Kenyan and half Norwegian. When
Uh-huh.
I was in Kenya in 2013, and my uncle was sending off his son to go to school in Florida, and he
Mm.
said, "I have to warn him about the brothers."
Right.
And there's an aggression,
Mm,
that's
mm,
different. And I think
mm,
that's what Will Smith, because he's not perceived as a strong king. He's a prince.
mm,
He's
mm,
a
Mm, mm,
mm,
comedian. He's funny. He's cute.
mm, mm.
And all his roles are heroes. So it doesn't
mm.
really reflect his personality or
It's
how
co-
we perceive his personality.
and that's why I
It's
Right.
think that everybody felt
he
like it
wants
was bizarre.
he
Yeah.
wants yeah, and I think he wouldn't, if it was a macho thing, he would taken it out backstage.
Right.
It
Mm.
would
Right.
be
Right.
a viral thing, fighting backstage like Cardi B with Shoe, and
Right.
you know.
Right,
And this
right.
is not. This was a safe arena for him. He was on the front seat. He knew he was going to win the
Tell
Oscar.
me about it. Right, right, right,
He
right.
wouldn't
So
have.
I
He
think
wouldn't
he
have
was
ever.
just. It's like a kindergarten when people are, setting up
Mm,
a ring for him to fight at,
right.
and it's
You,
he looked weak, small, and
mm,
almost
Yeah.
crying. His lip was shivering.
Yeah.
This was
that's
emotional for him.
that is
Yeah.
true. That is true. That is
But
true.
I think,
And he can't
but I,
hit his wife. He can't hit his wife, and that's the one he has issues with. It's not
but
Chris.
that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
But that's
and
what I'm
that's what I'm
saying.
saying. I like that
He's,
you said it. You
he
you
has
know what I mean? Because
I
issues
was
with
we
waiting
his
for
us
wife.
somebody to
guys
say
were
it.
talking
So
yesterday about.
he
I
has
was waiting for
big
somebody
issues
to
with
say
his
it.
wife. She's so strong. She has this red table. She's
Yeah.
off with Augustina. She's everywhere. And
You
She
know
he's
also.
a
She
hero
also.
on
She also
stage,
knows she
but off
has
stage he's not.
carte blanche. If you ever read, I don't know if anybody else has read Will's book, but
that's
No,
the,
this is
and
my
that's the
right.
thing, and I think and that's the thing. The book I was
y'all
alluding to
forgive me. I was
yesterday.
I was trying to go through my boxes to find it. I just could
Right,
not find it because I
right.
want to read the line. There's a line in there where he says to Jada, and he says in the book, and I'm paraphrasing, "I want to be married for life."
Right.
And Jada's response was, "What if this, that, and the third?" And his response was, "I don't care what you do. I want to be married
See,
for
that's
life."
it. That's
You
Oh
it.
yeah.
can
Mm,
never tell somebody you
Oh
don't
no.
care what they do.
No, no, no,
Mm.
no, no,
So
no,
that's
no,
why
no,
he
no.
also looks so miserable. He looks
Yeah.
miserable in every picture.
Yeah.
He looks miserable.
you know, I didn't. Yeah, yeah. I never really. I didn't. I
Mm.
never noticed that, but yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, the book, and I had mentioned something. I said something wrong the other day about it. He was trying to. He talked in the book, from what I've read on articles, that he kept on talking about how he couldn't protect his mom, or he wasn't able to protect his mom from abuse
Right.
from his
Mm.
father. So
Right.
some of that trauma, earlier, has something to
Right.
do with it as
That
Right.
he
well.
feels, that he feels small
Right,
because he
right,
can't protect women. Mm.
right, right,
Mm.
right,
I don't
right.
think I don't but I don't think it's just the women. He just
No.
feels the need that he has to protect everyone around him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Mm,
His his
mm.
his pride. He has to protect his his sons, his daughter, his mother, his wife. You know what I mean? He just feels that he had to take on that. And you know, for people, especially with that relationship that his wife had with that young boy. You know what I mean?
Mm,
you
mhm,
know,
mhm,
and
mhm.
you see him sitting at the table while him and Jada's talking, and you
Oh yeah,
see his
oh yeah.
eyes.
I don't mean to interrupt you,
Uh,
Byron.
Yeah.
mm,
Anytime I pop for any of you, anytime I pop up these comments or whatever, if any of you feel like you want to tackle any of these questions, you know what I'm saying, you
okay,
can as well. But go
okay,
ahead. There
yeah,
you
and I'm seeing this brother, and I'm saying to myself, he's been emasculated. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
go. Mm,
And it's kind of crazy. And I think that when this happened on TV with Chris Rock, it was like that last stick on the camel's back. You know what I mean?
Mm.
mm,
Mm.
mhm,
And it was
mhm.
on national TV where he's being perceived as not being able to protect his own. You see what I'm
For
saying? It
sure.
became his own became fair game to the world.
Mm.
You know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know,
R-
man. I
I
And
don't
and
know.
would I
and
would like to say on that point that when he did it, and after I analyzed it, I kind of thought about here in
Mm.
America when we grow up
Mhm.
in public schools, and especially public schools with black people. there's always like roast sessions. Bagging is
Right
what
on.
they call them
That's
on
a
the road.
fact.
Right on. Right on.
Now we see this dynamic play out where there's one kid who's really, really freakishly good at it, but
Mm,
he's not that guy. So, you know, he might bag on somebody, he might roast one particular guy who just can't keep up. And that dude gets upset and decides either to attack him or because I've seen this too in school, and I'm pretty sure y'all can vouch for it because y'all seen it, where the person getting made fun of turns to the weakest person in the group and go, "The fuck you laughing at?"
Right. Right.
Like,
Somebody
see,
got to
I'm
pay.
not even cracking them. No, why you laughing?
Yeah.
Why you
mm.
laughing? And
Yeah.
then they go over there and they get physical with them, and they
Yeah.
begin to like engage with them physically
Yeah.
because their feelings are hurt, and it's a
Yeah.
very inappropriate thing. I feel like that's a combination of what's been going on because people are constantly tweeting about it,
Mm,
tweeting about Will and Jada. There's memes constantly being made, and
absolutely.
I know he gets wind of that stuff.
Right.
People
Mm,
probably look at them funny in public because people will make some faces. They'll look
mm.
at you and be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
you know, like Will could be taking Jada on a date before this even happened, and the waiter was like, "Just you two?"
Right, right, right.
Or
You
will
know,
there be a third? You know,
and
little silly shit like that adds up. You get
Right.
tired of it real quick. And
right,
it
Right.
right.
probably was like that joke. And of course, you know, because he kind of whipped. I hate to say it, he's the bottom in that relationship. So, you
Yeah.
know, I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, I feel like she was like, enact, protect wife, move number 66. And he
Right,
was like,
right.
But,
keep my
and
wife's name out
you
your
saw
mouth.
that
Hey,
you
look,
saw
look,
that look
look.
she
He
gave
said
him.
it the first time, and then she
Mm.
probably was like, say it again.
Yeah.
Keep my wife's name.
Yeah. Right, right,
How was that,
Did,
baby?
did,
It was
did
all
you
right,
right.
see the
It was
right.
all
sister
right.
sitting
It's all
beside
right.
Will? Did you see the sister? What's her name? The actor from
The
From
the
Get
Kenya,
Out.
and
look,
she was like,
yeah,
Yeah.
"Whoa, is it serious?"
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
And
she was.
I
she
was
had
checking out her
me.
face. I was trying to see, I was trying to gauge from looking at her expressions. I was like, man.
You know how dignified Kenyan women are. She, sweetie, seminami. Like, whoa,
Right, right,
Yolanda
right,
slap. No.
right, right. No,
And that look, and the look that
uh-huh.
Jada gave, the look that Jada when Chris Rock made that crack, the way she looked at it, rolled her eyes, and the camera went. I felt like she said, "Nigga, if you don't get up and say something to this motherfucker here now,
Straight
you know
up.
what I mean." So he
Yeah.
had no choice. He was put like a cat in the corner. He had to come
y-
out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
I need to
You
You
say
know.
you
something
know you,
about that.
you,
Yeah.
John King, he put me on to that the double the joke, that the two-folded joke, and I had posted something about that today. I didn't think about it when I was until we spoke. You can talk about that, about the
So
GI
the
Jane.
line,
Yeah.
right? The line was GI
Mm.
Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. Right now,
Mm,
that on the surface level, it sounds like a ball joke. You know,
yeah.
alopecia, whatever.
Mm.
But honestly, the actress that played GI Jane was Demi Moore, and Demi
Mm,
Moore had also had an affair on her husband with a man 15 years your junior by the name of
right.
Ashton Kutcher.
Right.
So it was a joke inside of a joke, an inception joke.
Ooh. Ooh. I didn't think
And
about that.
I
Right.
think, you know, like I was listening to Steve Harvey Morning Show, and he said it. He was like, it hit Jada what was actually being said.
Right.
That's why she kind of like laughed at first and then was like, wait a minute, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And so she
Oh,
gave the cue,
somebody else joining. Yep.
you know, she gave the cue like, Willard, go.
Roll call, nigga.
You
But
know,
Right,
I
right.
have to say
But
something
yo,
about
but
the.
why are we doing that? Like, why is Jada the villain? Because she didn't slap nobody.
No.
You know, she
Mm,
didn't do anything. She didn't get up. She just rolled her eyes.
mm.
she
Yeah, but
didn't, but I mean,
Like, I didn't take it as a, go well. I was just, looking at her like, oh, she was just disappointed that Chris would go that far.
well, you see
Mm,
from a man's point of view,
right.
from a man's point of view, you know what I mean. It's about honor.
This
You
was
see what
Yeah.
I'm
not
saying?
honor. This was
Yo,
not
yo, yo,
honor.
yo, 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 yo,
But
He
yo,
was
yo. But don't get
dishonoring
me
himself.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. What he did was
Yeah.
totally messed up. You see what I'm
No,
saying?
he went
But
on the
in the
stage and took a crap, and then he told the Oscars,
there was
"Enjoy," and then he
exactly.
right,
left
I
the
agree
stage.
100%. But
mm,
I'm talking about in its rawest, the rawest form. You see what I'm saying? What he did was totally wrong. You see what
right,
I'm saying? But then it becomes, if the woman saying, either you're gonna protect me or you're not.
mm.
I don't
And
think
and
she
and we
was
know,
saying
and
that. I don't think she
Yeah,
was
but
No,
saying
no,
that.
yeah,
no,
no,
she
but you
no.
wasn't
what you
saying it, but you can. I get what
I don't
Byron is
think she.
saying.
No,
I
You know
get
it's
what
what?
Byron is
But
saying.
subliminal.
The look,
in all
we,
fairness,
yeah,
if we
It's
I
got a
don't think.
man,
subliminal.
we expect that. You understand? If you
Hmm
don't protect me, why you here?
hmm
You
Right
know
on.
what I mean?
mm,
It's subliminal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just in there. That's just part of their recipe.
He
Yeah.
was almost crying. That's not even. He
Hmm
should have. What would make a. Okay, one thing. Every show and social media now, they need something going viral. Like
hmm
you need Ellen DeGeneres take a selfie. You need this slap. You need everything going viral. So it could
Right.
have been a publicity stunt.
That's what I
mm,
thought it was.
That went totally wrong
Yeah.
because
There is a
it
whole
ruined the whole
video.
night for
There is
everyone.
a whole video that's outlining. It's kind of, it was funny to me. This guy spent a whole hour outlining and playing it and changing
mm-hmm,
angles to
mm-hmm,
say
Okay.
that it didn't happen. And I found that funny. He called it a fake slap or the slap hoax. I could find it and drop
hmm
it in
no,
the chat.
no, no.
Mm.
I think I saw that video or the diagram or whatever, and I tried to post it on Facebook where he tried to say that Chris Rock kind of braced himself before the hit,
hmm
and
Yep.
and and
Yep.
he analyzed it like that. But I still don't know. I don't know.
I,
I saw this article that I also posted on Facebook today. It was out. It was out in November 9th, 2021. Another thing to add to the story, Will Smith secretly paid his mother the $140,000 his father owed in unpaid child support.
Mm.
mm,
Yeah, I didn't know that. His Will Smith had actually paid his mom, about $140,000 that his father, like I said, So this is, um, it ties to the story about him being protective or not being there, kind of for his mom and all these
Oh,
things like that, and
But
self
I still
feeling
need to address
obligated.
something. I
Mm,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there is something about slapping another brother
for
in
sure,
public. What are you
for
showing
sure,
young boys today in
right.
America where
right.
this violence and aggressiveness is so accepted? And this is just for a woman that didn't ask for it, really. And
Mm,
now
Mm,
he's slapping someone. What does that say to a 15-year-old
wait,
year
wait,
old
wait.
in
I got to
school?
interject.
What does that
Yo,
say
right.
and then
about, and
yeah.
how is comedians about trolling today or being on
Yeah,
stage is going to
Mm,
become very dangerous if this is
mm,
that's
something that's
something.
accepted. And even brothers needs to really consider how you treat each other, because this is
of
not
course.
a way to address things. And you
Can
have
I
Of
just
all these
course.
millions.
add to
These are
that?
2 stars. Yes.
mm,
And then we talk about Black Lives Matter.
Mm,
Yes.
You
Thank
know,
you.
mm.
So it's protecting a woman. It's protecting his ego. Then it doesn't matter at all.
I mean, how
Well,
much did he? Yeah,
go ahead.
how much did he take before he got to that point? I mean, it
That's
was
it.
brutal. I mean, it was
That's
I,
it.
brutal.
I thought
It
about
was.
that
I
too.
mean, for a public figure, I mean, that was brutal. I mean, what kind of A-list star do you know that took that? I mean, Sean Penn couldn't. He wouldn't have took none of that stuff. Like Sean Penn.
Sean Penn swung on people. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Sean
you know what
Penn,
I
he
mean.
didn't hesitate.
Right,
He swung on him. He didn't
right,
hesitate. They
right,
gave him a problem. He hit him in the face. You know what I mean?
right, right.
It's
And
You know?
also it's also something that we gotta like actually factor in too, is that he was put on the spot. He was put on the
Mm,
spot, and that was the thing that he thought he could do, which I don't agree with.
mm,
Because a comedian friend of mine, I want to claim credit for it. A good buddy of mine named Mike Robinson, look him up. He's a local Chicago comic. He
mm,
said we already been having a problem since the pandemic
Mm,
of
mm,
people storming the stage when they don't like
mm,
something they
mm,
heard. He was
mm,
like,
mm,
Will doing that just made
mm.
it
mm.
very dangerous for us to do what we do.
Well,
Because now
we
everyone's gonna pull a Will Smith.
Someone
well
will
we in
storm the
well
stage, another one will film it and make
Yeah.
it a video on
right.
YouTube. And
No,
yeah.
and I do agree
Mm,
with that point there.
mm,
We also got a local fool here that Byron knows that claims he's doing comedy, and he talked about some toxic masculinity. From what I heard, other people been I don't know if you know what I'm talking about,
I'm sorry,
but
I roll my
Who?
eyes every
Who?
time I hit
but
a
Who?
TM.
Who?
Every time I hit a TM.
I can't. I I ain't gonna name no names on this
Okay,
this
but send me a
person.
private send me a private message when you get a chance.
Yeah, yeah. He out here. I think if I name a couple of clues, you
Is
probably
it a
know who I'm
brother?
talking
I
about.
mean, but at the
Yeah,
same
no,
time,
I think he a brother.
at
You
the
know.
same time, I'm gonna tell you like this personally.
But
I
yeah,
have
go
a
ahead.
sense of humor. I used to compete in like some like open mic comedian shows and all that. Two
Right.
things on the stage, I'm not really into like what's called crowd antagonism or crowd work. Like
Right, right.
I'm not gonna say look at this person and put them on Front Street. And
Right.
also how I grew up in Chicago, one of the
Like
man
DL,
laws,
like DL Hughley and some of
right?
these other
But
ones. Like they,
one of the
yeah.
man laws that we learn here in Chicago is, man, you don't mess with nobody's women, like
Right
their
on.
wife, their baby's mother, their mom, their
Mm,
granny. You just like, and so for me, naturally, if any man approached me, and I'm not really the toughest of guys, and I'm not really no punk either, but if any
Yeah.
man approaches me and says, "My wife said," I'm like, hey brother, let's take a minute. Let's take
Yeah.
a minute. I get squeamish
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like the most
right, right.
cowardly, we have a saying here, and it's in some parts of the South in the States. They say the cowardliest of man to kill you over their
Yep.
wife. So
Yep.
like
Right,
I
right.
wouldn't look in the crowd. Same token, if I'm in the crowd with my wife, let's say I take Bonnie out there. I'm probably too short for her because she's from Sudan. So she's probably like 6'5". So I'm only I'm
she,
only 6'2".
she kind of tall. She kind of tall. She kind of
Right, right.
tall.
I'm only 6'2", so I'm too short
but
for
she,
her.
but she
But if she wanted to deal with a
tall,
short
black, and
man
beautiful though.
of a
Yeah.
meager 6'2", and I was to take her on a lovely evening, and the
Right.
comedian has said something off color, I ain't gonna lie. Depending on what it is, he probably will catch a mouth shot after his set over.
Right.
Mm.
At the same time, I probably would heckle him because I can
Yep.
give as good as I get. And if he
Yep.
look a certain way, I'm gonna say something wildly disrespectful that's
Yep.
gonna derail his set because I can play
Mm.
rough too. We're gonna play rough, we'll play rough. But if
Right,
I
right.
felt, if I'm like, oh my
But
wife,
so Yvonne, so you think comedians though? You think they're able to just go all in, whether if it was like we spoke last night, whether
Mm.
it was a terminal disease that he was talking about,
But
or
alopecia is not a terminal
no, I
disease,
know that, I
and
know that. I'm
and I
talking in
understand. But the thing is with this joke, it's a mild joke, and GI
yeah,
Jane is
yeah,
actually a feministic icon, and
right,
it
Mm.
wouldn't really surprise me if she did number two. She's fit,
Right.
she's strong,
mm,
Yeah.
she's done superhero figures before, I think.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, yeah,
it could be like maybe he heard something that they're talking
hmm
about making a GING, and then he just tried to put. But I think Chris Rock and Jada has some beef from before
yeah,
Oh yeah.
because he has been
Yeah.
calling her out. I think 2016 or
right,
Yeah.
15 or
right.
something.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that
Yeah.
we don't know about, you know what I
So
mean?
she doesn't
Yeah,
like him. I think that's what
No.
will. But
right.
I think to joke about diseases, I don't know. She could have taken it because she's been short here for a long time now. I
Right,
don't.
Yeah.
right, right. Now the other
I
the
didn't even know she had alopecia. I don't even.
mm,
I didn't
mm,
even.
mm. Now, and then
Uh,
the big conversation where you get a lot of, well, what are you guys' thoughts on? I'm gonna hit these subjects up. We do have a white person in there, Katazina. I know she's sitting back quiet or whatnot, and she can come in, chime in anytime she wants to. But
how can we invite people into?
oh, how can we invite? Go.
Yeah,
Won't you go in the Let me see.
I'm looking at my phone like there's some button.
No, no, no. Go to Let me see that the StreamYard link that I got in the if you
Yes.
can, yeah, yeah, just copy that and send it to whoever.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. And whoever goes on this video, they just click on it and then I'll get it right here and then I'll let them in. Cause there's one other person, Karis, I see you. You're trying to get in, but they're not connected to any let me
Internet.
say they will need, yeah, they will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. So you don't have
Right.
to be seen on camera, but you at least got to have a mic so we can hear you or something.
And it should ask you if you want to activate your app. Activate your mic on the
Right.
phone. So yeah.
So Karis, you hear that? So it's not that I'm not letting you in if you're listening. It says device not connected. It says that they will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. So you sitting
Maybe
here, you got
maybe
to
you
add
can log
something.
off. Maybe he can log off and on again.
Yeah, yeah. So
Then
Kyrus,
then
maybe you can do that.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. So whoever can, yeah, yeah, definitely. And there's some people that may come in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or what have you. And then also I saw the article about Richard Williams and King Richard. Talking about how he made a statement talking about he speaks out on Will Smith, saying that he don't want his name put in that shit. He said,
My
did
name
you
is
read that?
Bennett. Don't put me in it.
Right, right. Did you read that? Did you hear about that? He said we don't
Yeah, yeah, I
condone
read it.
anyone hitting anyone else.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
I read it.
Uh, right. And then also an article that
I
was
can't
interesting.
hear anything.
You can't hear nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She
Yeah,
gonna
her
probably log
device
back on
not
again. She gonna come on
yeah.
again.
I'm gonna see how hers gonna turn out. Yeah, cool. Can you hear us now, Oh, let me see. Add or stream. Boom. Can you hear us now, Yvonne? Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
Okay.
You
We
can't
hear
hear?
you. We
We hear you.
Mm-hmm.
We
She'll probably have to unmute her cam or whatever.
I
yeah.
I'm not clicking no mute, no nothing. It doesn't say that
She
she's
needs to walk up to her phone and slap it, and then walk back.
Yeah. Let me see. Anyway, she'll come in when she comes in, but there's
Yep.
this article that I didn't know. Well, no, 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 not that. I already read that one, but I read another article. It said about his mother. You read that too when the his mother had stated that it was the first time I've ever seen him go off. William Smith's mom surprised. That's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I read that.
yeah, right,
And
right, right,
and I figured, okay, we'll take that with a grain of salt.
right, right, right.
You know what I mean? Mama seen much. Our
My
mama's
baby,
seen
my
a lot.
baby ain't never hurt nobody,
You know
right?
what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Our
Boys
mama's
in the
seen a
hood,
lot.
right, right, right.
And what she says in public, you know what I mean? That's her baby. You know what I mean?
Mm,
You know,
mm, mm.
I mean
But I
the
mean,
way that
at the same time, it sucks being nice. Like
right.
people don't want to talk about that. When you be the nice guy, they usually mean you're gonna end up suffering. And people always frame that around like dating, but that ain't
Yeah.
dating. That goes for promotions.
Yep.
That goes for social hierarchy. That
Yep.
goes for in your religious institutions where you fit in there. If you in religious institutions, that people associate niceness, but if you look at the etymology of the word nice, it actually comes from a French word that literally means
Right.
Mm.
malleable, and stupid, and
Uh-huh.
Okay.
slow.
Uh-huh.
So, like when
Yep.
you being
Yep.
nice, man, that's why I tell people, like, don't call me nice, bro. I can be
Right.
kind. I can be
Right.
pleasant. I'm not
Right.
nice.
My
Right.
boy was my
Right.
boy was looking up some definitions before he came online. Huh?
Hey,
I
look, man,
know.
I'm kind of a
I,
wordsmith, man. Yeah, I'm a bit of a wordsmith. Like I
I
just
Yeah,
got
man.
you.
like so when you
I-
being nice, yeah, people gonna be disrespecting you, and like this stuff adds up.
Yep.
right,
This
right,
stuff
Yep.
right.
adds up. She said,
And you,
I believe her
yeah,
when
man.
she said his mom thing like that.
Right, right.
When
Yeah.
his dad was alive, his
Yeah.
dad was
Can,
doing horrible things
right,
to their mom
Right.
and
right.
them.
Right.
If you read his
That's
book,
true.
everybody was getting it in that house, not just their mom.
Mm,
Okay.
The
mm.
reason Will has that discipline, there's a chapter in there called The Wall. This much I
And
remember.
I asked you about the damn book yesterday. You was looking at me
Yeah,
like, "What you talking about?"
I just couldn't find it. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right. So that,
But
yeah, go
but
ahead though.
there's a chapter called The Wall.
Uh,
One summer, Will and his brother didn't get to go outside, they didn't get to play, and get to do nothing. They
Hmm,
dad
hmm.
brought them in the yard.
I remember that. I remember
It
that.
was it
Yeah, I
was
remember
it
that.
was
Go ahead.
cement, dry
Mhm.
cement, wet cement, and all the tools. And he was like, "Y'all gonna spend the summer building this goddamn wall."
Mhm.
Hmm.
And they like, Dad, well, they call him Daddy-O. I don't know why. They're
Yeah.
like, Daddy-O, why? He was like, did I tell you to ask me why?
Because I said.
He is like, you and your
Mm.
brother every day are gonna build this wall. They're like,
Mhm.
we don't know how to build no wall. He was like, I could teach you the old-fashioned way. Like, nah, we good. We'll figure it out. And he was like, build the damn wall. Don't go
Yeah.
play tag. Don't go ride your bikes. Don't do shit.
Yeah.
But
They
Hmm.
build this
built it too.
wall.
They
And
built it
so
too.
when they got through with it, their father was like, I'm showing y'all how to have follow through.
Mm.
That's why I made you do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You was talking about when things get tough or something, you
Right.
lay it on the
Right.
brick, right?
Right on.
Yep.
Build that wall. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, and
But
yeah, go ahead.
I think in all black families, one way or another, we're taught there's going to be hardships, but you got to look it in the face. You know what I mean? And you gotta attack it. You gotta conquer it. You know what I mean? It's that's just what that's just. It's not just that, but it's two sides. It's on the side of us being black, and on the side of them being white.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? We have, like how they say, we have a tougher road to go just because of
facts,
this color. You
facts.
see what I'm saying? And my dad wasn't there, but my mom always said, "Byron, you're gonna have to work twice as hard."
Mm.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So be prepared to put in the work.
mm.
You see what I'm saying? And yeah,
And
yeah,
that because that's what I was going to get onto the racial aspect of this conversation. Because people talk about how do there's another question is why listening to white people react to some of these things like that, and
mm,
how how black people feel about them reacting, should they meddle into this, but then they said it wasn't the Oscars, it wasn't like it was at a BET award, so of course it's
And
they can
it's not
chime in.
basketball wives or
Right, and about
uh,
them so the racial aspect about them chiming into this conversation here, and then also they talked about that the fact that the people that were in charge of kind of setting up majority of the production of the Oscars was black,
yeah.
and it
It
was
was a
supposed to
total
be
black
there.
production.
Right, and then this
Uh,
this crap happens.
yeah,
they
It,
should have
it,
just escorted him out right away after. He shouldn't be allowed on
mm,
stage to accept an award. It
no.
was just horrifying. Imagine if he was white,
Mm-hmm.
punching a
mm.
black man on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In this day and
Yep.
age, yeah, it would have been. It would have. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It would have been
Nobody will
ugly.
talk about defending anything like that.
Right,
So
And
right.
I
and,
think
and if you
um,
think about how long this brother been trying to get an Oscar, you know what I mean, for all the good movies
I
he's
think he was
made.
high. I think he was high. I
Mm.
Yeah.
think he was nervous. He knew he was going to get an Oscar. I think he was high.
Yeah.
To go
On
from
Now,
on himself.
0 to 100 just by
right,
you know,
right.
and
Yeah.
I think I don't think he was sober at all.
Hmm.
So
Now,
and
Yeah.
going to a party afterwards, and the smile, you can see he's not happy. He's just
Right.
smiling, and but he's not. It's not
No.
real.
No.
do,
I
now,
don't think it was. No.
what do you think about the what call it? What do you think about the? Are you thinking? Oh yeah, that's what's up. What do you think about the how the people at the Oscars, the board members or whatever, they're talking about taking? What's your feeling about them taking the Oscar from him? Do you think that they should, or they think that they shouldn't? Does it warrant
No,
that, or
no.
what's your
They
thoughts
should
on that?
ban him. I mean, they should ban him
Mm,
like they did Ye for the Grammys, but taking it from him, he worked hard. He did do the work. He
mm,
Yep.
did make the achievement. It should still be his. But as far
right.
as tuning in, he had to tune in via satellite, so he learned how to keep his hands to himself. You know what I'm saying? I
In a
Right,
want to
right,
rubber
right.
also
room,
say
huh?
too. I'm trying to find it, but I was listening to a
You,
psychotherapist I
you,
follow on Instagram. I don't know if you can hear me, but she
yeah, I hear
said
you.
something. She said something I ain't never thought about, and that's why it's good to always consult professionals. She said that
Mm,
that's a nervous, what they call like a patch over tick. That Will's laugh, that that and we make fun of it and all that.
Oh,
mm,
She said that is a nervous tick. That is a type of nervous tick, and I'm like,
mm.
oh. She said
Right.
her hypothesis, now it ain't fact. Her hypothesis
Mm.
was that he developed this as a way because he used to crack jokes to keep his dad from swinging on his mom. And
Oh, I get it. No,
and he
I
used to be
okay,
like,
okay.
and
Let's
he
but
just
even
all
okay.
said,
yeah.
he said, now I heard Will say in the interview, he was like, my wit is quick because my brother would get confrontational. I would try to make my dad laugh because my dad had a certain look when he was about to put his hands on my mom. So I walk up to
Mm,
my dad and be like, yo, daddy, yo, check this out, blah, blah,
Mm.
blah. And he was like,
Yeah.
if he laughed, he kind of be like, all right, woman, will get out my face. And then she would
mm,
get
Right.
hit that day. So
Right.
I'm starting to wonder if there's some truth to that. I mean, I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm
But
just
that is not uncommon for comedians to have come from difficult childhoods, because usually you use comedy to survive, you know.
yep.
Right.
Absolutely,
Almost all
absolutely.
Tragedy.
comedians come from some sort of domestic issues because they
Mm,
have to use comedy to survive. Even Chris Rock is being bullied all his life.
Richard
Yeah.
Pryor.
Really hard
Yeah.
bullying.
right.
Yeah.
Hmm? Yeah.
Richard Pryor, he said.
So it's a
Yeah.
kind of,
Hmm.
I don't, I'm sure, but I
Yeah.
know Chris Rock has been bullied, really
Right.
harsh bullying, like
Right.
violent bullying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
I think, and they all come from trying to survive something. But Will Smith has, he has money to get a lot of therapy. They are
Right. Right.
both holistic people. They all
Mm.
travel to certain places, and I'm sure they meditate and they do all this kind of stuff.
All types of stuff.
This
Right.
is no
Right.
excuse.
Right. Right. Do you
He's,
agree? Do
I'm
you
sure he's
agree
50.
with? Do you agree? Yeah, absolutely. Do you agree with John that you think he shouldn't be forced to give up his
If he
Oscar?
was, I'm sure if he said something bad about transgender, gay, or race, he would have lost the Oscar. But he just killed a
Mm.
black man. That's nothing.
Right. Yeah.
That's why he will never lose
I
his
I
Oscar.
can't even post about
It's not
transgender
important
sports.
enough.
I can't even post about trans sports being against,
So I'm
being
sure
unfair to
if
women
this
without
was
me getting
something
attacked.
else,
Yeah,
if it was
So
a
in other
white man
words,
punching
keep
a
the
black man,
trans
maybe he would
out
lose
your
it.
mouth, is what
Right.
you're saying.
for sure.
If you talk about
Yo,
it
But
too much,
and just
And
to
I got
change his race,
something
actually.
for sure. And yeah,
Billy Porter gonna walk up to you in public one day like,
no doubt,
huh.
no doubt, no no doubt, no doubt, no
it,
doubt.
but you know, but
And,
Roberts, like you said, in America, I can only speak for America, but that's where
mm,
we talk about 400 years. You see what I'm saying? Of us being inflicted so long that they no longer had to do it. They taught us how to do ourselves.
Hmm.
Yes, yes.
You see what I'm saying? They they
And
they
that's why
they, they
this is so shameful. What he did is
yeah,
so shameful that even if you have
exactly.
so much money, so much admiration,
and
you are still in that
Uh-huh.
level.
You
right,
still
How
black.
right,
can how can people,
right,
young boys in
right.
Yeah.
poor neighborhoods, survive if you're
Mm,
going slapping someone at the Oscars? How is
Right.
it possible to evolve
Right
right,
on.
right,
What
right,
if
is
you
that
cannot
lesson?
with all that resources?
right,
What
It's
is
right,
that
right.
lesson?
impossible.
Yeah.
And man,
Eh,
the non-violence
He has
groups
a son, even he has a
having
son,
a
and he
field
goes
day.
on slapping people.
Right, and his son, you heard,
Actually, but yeah.
yeah, his son went on and said that's how we do it.
yeah. See.
Yeah,
See.
I'm
See.
sure they get slapped a lot. No, they don't.
uh,
I
right,
take
right,
that back.
right, right, right. No, no, but yeah. So this this brings on the conversation of spawns off to other things with violence and domestic, yeah, all these other conversations.
They
So
took
definitely,
they put the whip in our hands.
right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And we can
Mm, mm.
Man,
living.
I never seen so many Norwegian people. John King, I told you the other day. I mean, in the morning when this thing happened, I swear to God, it was so many people on the phone in the morning when I was going, you know, waking up, getting to the job. And matter of fact, when I got in the building, it was a Norwegian, lady that told me, "Hey, Did you see what happened?" You know, she was all hyped
Mm,
up. I was like, more than I was. I'm like, God damn. I was like, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
yeah.
it was a trip. Getting our
Yeah.
getting our getting our minds off of this, I guess at least for a day. It took over conversation past this Ukrainian Russian conflict that's going
I
on.
was thinking the same thing. I was
Right,
thinking the same thing.
right.
But
It
that
took
is
away
not our conflict. Do you know they have like
exactly
Norwegian
Hey,
homes for
oh
black
no,
people?
for
Katarina,
real.
you
But that's
better
You
for
you
know?
better
real.
come in here now.
That's for real. That's for
Right,
real.
right, 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 right. No, no, no. I'm
Are
not
you
saying.
responding to me? I'm not sure.
No, 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 no. I'm responding to you, and then I'm also saying I can't even say the name. Katarina.
Katarzyna Cybulska.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I forget where she's from, Czech Republic, or maybe I don't want to say, yeah, I don't, but maybe she can come in
It's
whenever she has a
east.
chance again.
It's east. That's all we
Uh,
know. It's east.
right, right, definitely. And
Mm.
so she can chime in on this, but I'm gonna let you talk about this one, Yvonne. I'm touching and agreeing with you on some of the points that you're making when you said what'd you say? You said that's not our fight, right?
No, that it's not. It's not. If you can't,
Mm,
if you
we
can't
all know
even
that.
accept
We
people of color, it's not even. It's not.
yeah, we all
You
mm,
know
know,
that. We all
um,
know that.
I am not
mm.
from America. I'm half Kenyan, half Norwegian.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
thing is, this color
We
Yep.
all
is something
diasporans. Mm-hmm.
that
Mm.
people everywhere react to.
Right,
Oh yeah.
right.
It's a
Oh
kind
yeah.
of, even if you can't even escape a country that doesn't want you
Mm.
because the color of your skin, how can I support their fights? It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Bonnie, what you
Yeah.
say on that? What you say on that, Bonnie? You ain't
I don't even know what to say. It's fucked up. I mean,
right. Because
they don't
Bonnie,
You
need us,
said
Bonnie,
but
you
they
said
need us.
you
Bonnie,
said a
Bonnie got a
mouthful.
lot of friends now, so I want to hear
Yeah.
Bonnie talk. I want to hear Bonnie talk. Come on, what you say
No, I
on that?
mean, it's like they need us, but they don't need us. They want us to
Mm,
fight for them,
Mm,
and it's like,
mm,
how come every world war has been fought in Europe by
mm,
Europeans?
mm.
Like, what's up?
Yep.
mm.
Honestly, it's not our problem. That's how I feel.
I
It's
mean,
not.
it really ain't our problem.
And one other thing is that they say it's a maybe the world war has been going on since Egypt collapsed. You know, Syria, Afghanistan, everything. There's a world war going on right now. People are not talking
Yeah.
about it. But as
Right,
long as it's
right.
Yep.
in Europe, then
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah.
we're talking world war.
Now we're
Then it's
sad. Now we
important.
gotta accept
Yes,
the
now.
refugees, and oh my God, make room. You know.
Mm.
I'll be
And
honest with you.
We have
When people bring
hotels
up,
in Norway. We have hotels for them.
you know how I
Mm.
shut it down.
Hotels.
they get employment immediately.
Yeah, and then they,
Yes.
John King, that they said over here in Norway that they're allowing the Ukrainians to ride the public transportation for free and all that stuff.
Yes.
I got to learn how
Yeah,
to speak
Mm.
Ukrainian in case
Yeah.
I come out there and be like,
right, right.
I'm 10. Что, I'm 10. I'm very 10.
Yet,
Very,
yet.
very 10. I had to
What was
learn the accident as child.
right, right. What was your point you about to say, John?
Now, I was gonna
Before I cut
say
you off.
when people over here bring it up,
Yeah.
the way I shut it down, especially when someone is of European descent, and I go, really? Tell me about Darfur and
Right,
your thoughts
Mm. Mm.
on the
Mm.
genocide in Darfur.
right, right.
Tell me where
There's a
Boko
bunch of
And
Eastern
Haram.
Europe
nobody's talking.
and there's a
Yeah,
bunch
they
of
get
Eastern
quiet.
Europeans out there in Chicago too. I remember
I'm
going
like,
out there. Yeah.
so what are your thoughts? What should we do about the victims of Boko Haram and where they migrated to? Because they're not in Nigeria anymore.
And
So
that's
Yeah.
increasing a lot
Yeah.
now. Nobody cares. The
right.
whole
So I'm like,
ISIS is there now. You
right.
know,
So my whole
they're in
thing
the
is
Sahel
it only
having a
matters
riot.
like to quote, we good for quoting old black people, especially me.
Right.
I have a relative, an elder in my family who used to say this thing: white folk don't like seeing white folk suffer.
Mm.
Right.
White folk will die by you suffering. White folk will die by the
For
Indian man suffering. White folk watch China man suffer. But white folk don't like watching good white folk suffer.
Mm.
sure. For
And
sure.
as country and uneducated as that may sound, it's psychologically proved. They can't
Mm,
stand seeing
Yes.
people
mm.
Yes,
with
it is.
their eye color and
Oh,
pigmentation suffering.
I
But
I
are
can
we the same?
I can answer
Are we the
that
same? Mm.
are we the same?
Yeah.
You mean
Do we
Meaning
feel
people
if we
wise?
see, yeah, if we see a black child cry, do we react different than we see white child cry?
I
Oh,
feel
I
like
do. I do.
mm,
That
mm,
I
child,
Yeah,
is,
me
mm,
you
too.
know,
That's
mm,
why
mm,
I'm thinking.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
mm.
Mm. So it's
Good
a
question.
psychological thing, as you said.
we
It's a
was.
psychological thing because you
I'm gonna
feel
tell you a story.
then something is relatable. It's family, or it's, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna tell you a
It's
story.
Before you start that,
mm,
Okay.
Katarzyna is
mm.
from Poland. I'm looking on my Facebook. She's from Poland.
Okay.
So I'm
Hmm.
gonna answer for her.
Oh, they're
She ain't cutting in.
struggling.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well,
They
let me
struggle.
tell you
Go
because
ahead.
it's funny because I was in Poland and me and my wife and a couple me and my wife we took a trip. I think it was Gdansk,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
there was this little black boy, and he
Hmm.
was walking with this white older man, and it looked like to me like I don't know. The first thing that came into my mind is something's wrong, right? So I just followed him.
Mm.
I said, let me keep an eye out on what's going on here. You know what I mean? And I'm following him to the go to the store wherever he's going, and I found out okay that he actually knew the little boy. But the first thing that popped up into my mind because the way they were interacting was like the little boy was like kind of like leave me alone. You know what I mean? And the old man was like, "No, you're coming with me." So I was like, "Wait, something's wrong here." You know what I mean? So I followed him into the store, and he ended up meeting um, the mom in the store, and she was black. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I was like, someone from to me, okay, that protective thing to me. Okay, let me check out what's going on. You know what I mean? Because last thing I want to hear is that this little boy was killed. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
I called it on my watch. So I just felt
Right.
when you mentioned how do we feel with black people, you know, and that reminded me of that alarm that went off in me, you know,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
We
you
just
know.
got Fadila. We want to welcome Fadila. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Good. What?
Yes.
And are you currently in Norway as well, or are you somewhere else?
No, I'm in Norway.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you?
Mhm.
I would. I don't want to assume, but are you Somalian descent?
No, 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 no. I'm originally from Tanzania.
Okay,
Oh, okay. That's what's
Tanzania.
up.
The
Right.
neighbor country.
Okay.
Mm. No,
Nice.
Tanzania is, yeah.
Nice.
Elizabeth,
Nice.
what's that?
Nice.
Elizabeth Falls. Is that Victoria? Is it Victoria or the falls there in
Yeah,
Tanzania?
Victoria.
Yeah. Mm,
Nice.
mm.
Nice. Nice. And what is your opinion on was do you think that Will Smith was justified for his slap of Chris Rock, or and if not, what's your feeling on it a little bit? It could be short, it could be long, whatever.
Yes and no.
Okay. Right, right, right.
Uh,
We like that. We like that.
mhm.
And what okay, and for yes, what would you what are some of your reasons for saying that he it was justified?
I think that would be, maybe I'm answering as a woman.
Mm,
Maybe I would like to think that
mm,
my husband would defend me in such a situation,
right.
Mm,
which
Hey,
is
you ain't
very primitive,
right, right,
mm,
right.
primitive
You
way
ain't
of seeing it.
right. You definitely not alone on that because you had
Yeah.
the comedian Tiffany Haddish saying that and other people. So you definitely not alone on that thought at all. So there's big groups and factions of people that are saying the same thing you saying. So don't feel you on your own. And then what is obvious? Probably what are some of the reasons why you say is that the only other? That was the main reason, I guess you said.
No, but just briefly, but no, for no, it's maybe we. What can I say? Violence.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that is the way to go, but
Correct.
I get it.
Right, right. You get it. That's what you know.
Mm.
That was kind of some of the same answer pretty much. I had mentioned to somebody on the day of when I didn't even really see the whole video unedited version and everything. When I first saw it, I said I mimicked pretty much the same thing you said, and it kind of with some people it kind of sparked almost an argument, and I was like, well,
mm,
I like you said, I said I can understand where he was coming from, and I get it. Although violence, begets violence, violence it should be condoned.
mm.
Definitely. So I understand, Fadila. Definitely, I agree with you. Anything to add, Yvonne? The brilliant Yvonne.
I disagree. That's the only thing.
You disagree? Okay, but hold up, Yvonne. No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
test you now. You said you disagree that you okay, you agree that violence, right? It shouldn't. Yeah, we know that. But you disagree that you don't understand why he may have you don't get why he
I don't
may
think it
have.
was about defending his wife at all. I think it was
Okay,
about proving himself. He knows he's at the Oscars.
okay, an
He
ego trip.
knows he's been in this industry for a long time. He
Okay,
knows role playing. He's an actor. I think he was just high. He was in a hero mode because he's been playing hero way too long. And I think he
hold
was
up, but has he
missing
though?
his
Cause
wife,
Life
but has he though?
Muhammad
Because
Ali, and this 4th of July and whatever,
yeah,
Alien or something. This he
okay,
was I or something. I am or
playing the hero role because
yes, playing the hero.
we
Yes,
know that he's never kind of
as an
felt
actor.
like yeah
No,
yeah
he's not the hero. That's the thing.
yeah
He's a small prince.
Mm.
And also, do you know that he had his former co-star Jane Hubert from Fresh Prince? He
Okay.
apologized on YouTube because he ruined her career. He
Right.
actually
You talking about
stopped her from working in
Bill.
Hollywood.
Hubert?
That
Hubert.
shows something about his inner fear of strong women, his inner
Yeah.
fear of people having an ego
That's
besides
right.
him.
Can I tell
That's
you?
right.
Can I tell you
That's right.
something on that?
And remember, doing that to another person, that says something about his feeling so small.
Can I?
Mm.
Right. Can I also tell you something? I actually met
Mm.
Miss Hubert uh when I was in college.
Oh.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you,
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you the anecdote, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm
Mm.
not gonna add anything else to it.
Mm. Mm.
Um, when she came up to us, to give you background, it was me and three athletes, all male, and we were sitting like in kind of like a formation, like a huddle, just
Mm.
sitting there. And when I
Mm.
saw her, I recognized her. I stood up and I said, you know, Viv, it's a pleasure to actually meet you in person. Her instant response was, hold that thought, young man. When a woman walks up to a group of men, the gentlemanly thing to do is to offer you a seat. When you address a
Right.
woman, address a lady, you're supposed to stand up and say, hello, ma'am, miss,
Mm.
however she
Mm.
likes to be addressed.
Mm.
My name is this, that. And then you say, would you like a seat? That's the gentlemanly thing to do. And she's
Right.
very
Right.
stern about it. I was like,
You wasn't ready for that, right?
I mean, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm glad I stood up.
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad
Right.
I stood up off reflex because,
Well.
but
Well.
but
Damn.
I'm just saying, keep
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
in mind. Keep that
Yeah.
anecdote in mind
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
when you think about her and how young Will was. Will was okay. We talking
Yeah.
1989, 1990, and 1991, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Will had to be what,
Yeah, because he said, yeah,
19,
he
right?
said that she wouldn't respect him. She wouldn't respect him, and
Yeah.
that was a
Because
Mm.
problem on set.
she
That
was classically trained.
she maybe is
She was
too high on her.
she
Yeah.
she was classically trained and felt that it was in the beginning that the show was actually beneath her. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I guess that feeling of being superior kind of got on Will's nerves. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Mm. Mm.
because the next one that came in,
But
Daphne, she was more a team player. She wasn't the one that the light had to shine on. She could fade into the cast.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
While the first fib was I am the cast.
Yes,
Yeah,
because she was also a big star. She
yeah.
was missed on the
Mm,
series. She
mm,
was
Mm. Mm.
mm.
charismatic and everything. But the thing is that when you get so much, he had a lot of time to correct or maybe save her career in a way. I think even after Fresh Prince,
Yeah,
and he
Mm.
he,
didn't do that
it was too
just
late.
until he was going to take Fresh Prince back, and I don't know what they're doing with reruns or they're making a new show of it or something.
Yeah,
Mm.
And I'm
the
like,
same.
oh, it's a
Yeah,
it's a something about his
Right.
core. I don't know.
Hey, oh yeah, John King. We had and then I'm sure the people that live in Norway know about this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. John King. We also had the guy that played the grandfather off the Cosby Show out here. No, my bad. I'm mixing the shows up. We were talking about Will
oh
Smith. I'm
yeah.
jumping to the Cosby Show. But yeah, no, we had the guy from the Cosby Show, the grandfather. I forgot he wasn't I got it mixed up. Not the Fresh Prince of
Was he
Bel Air.
married? He was married to a Norwegian, right?
I think so.
I
The
think he
you
was.
talking
I
about
Yeah,
think he.
he
Yeah,
was
he
a
was
friend
married.
of of Norway. Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Yeah.
right. But anyway, Fadila, how about the Ukrainian Russian war? We briefly spoke on that. Do you believe
I
that's
can't touch that. I can't touch that.
yeah? All right. I'm gonna ask you one question then on it. I'm gonna ask you
I
one question on
You
it.
can't.
touched
I
it
can't.
One
slightly.
just one question, on it, and you can say yes, no, maybe, or you can say no comment. It's up to you.
Oh,
Oh, and when I say our, you understand when I say our, I mean African diasporans, black
uh,
folks across, globally. I don't care if it's
Black
America,
folks.
UK, Africa, black folks. Is it our fight? Should it be our fight?
oh my God. No.
There
Okay.
you go.
All
No.
right. All right. Can I ask you another question? Um, on your picture, on your Facebook, do you have a Ukrainian flag underneath your pic?
No.
Does anybody
You know what? You know
in
what?
this
I had
does
one. I had
Absolutely
one.
How
not.
do you say
I had
how
one.
you
I
say
had
hell
one
no in
until
Scandinavian?
and I don't want to rub I'll
Icke
let them tell
farm.
it.
Icke farm.
I can do a hell no.
Yeah. But you know what? I had one on mine until I heard how they would treat those Nigerian students in Ukraine, and I took it
mm,
away immediately. I said, "Wait a minute.
mm.
You know what I mean? I can't support you when you're not supporting me.
It's
Pure and simple."
it's kind of like that with me. How about you, Bonnie? You got a Ukrainian flag underneath your in your
Uh, I wanted
huh?
to be diplomatic, but you know what? Hell no. Why? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I feel for people, having to experience war.
Absolutely,
Of
and I
course,
don't want people to get this twisted while we
of
saying
My
this.
course,
Like,
of course.
my
yeah,
parents were
Yes.
refugees, right? So I
Mm.
understand, you know,
right. We don't want
but at
no
the
innocent
same,
people dying. We don't like that.
Nope,
no,
Nobody that's
nope,
responsible, and you know what I
absolutely
mean.
not at
not.
all.
No,
But
right,
I
right.
mean, if I gotta pick a side, I mean, you already know.
Yep.
Right. No doubt. And then there's this saying that I read across. I got reminded. All skin folk ain't your kinfolk. I don't know
Right
Mm.
why
on.
that just came across my mind or
Right
whatever.
on.
That's a whole
Yeah,
nother subject, man.
yeah. That is. That one there.
I
That
want to
one there.
I want to bring something up
Yeah.
for living in Europe, being dark skinned, because
Mm,
I work in healthcare, and in 2004, this was before the economic crash in America, where a Filipino nurse told me she was applying for a job because nurses could get a lot of money in America and go to America and blah blah. And she said, "I'm going because remember, Yvonne, Europe can easily change its mind and kick you all out."
right.
And
Mm,
that was a sentence that just stuck with me a little bit. And then now, what's happening in Ukraine, and you see how, because they even have children homes, for mixed children like me,
Yeah.
from Nigerian students who made children with Ukrainian women, and they can't accept them as Ukrainians, so they put them in
Okay.
children hospital or children homes
you talking about in
Mm,
Ukraine?
in
mm,
Ukraine. In
Right,
Ukraine,
right,
they don't have
right, right,
citizenship; they have nothing.
right,
And I'm thinking, okay, we are accepting, as long as the East is coming to the West now, and we pretend that we live in this kind of multicultural society,
right,
and
right, right.
I don't know if anybody living in Europe are thinking the same, but the first thought, I think, I wish Africa had one country that would
Mm.
make my life easy to live in, because then I would go, I need a
Right.
safe haven
Yeah.
for the future.
Cool. You don't
Don't
know
we
how many
all?
times you don't know how
With
many times I thought
because
about that.
I am used to Norwegian standards. I'm used to safe police. I'm used to
Mm,
democracy. We can discuss
Mm,
that in a whole other.
right,
But
right, right, right.
I'm used to structuring in a social safe haven,
I don't
and
even know what safe
I
police
just
are.
felt this inner fear that maybe this is a property.
Especially in Chicago.
What?
Look, she
John,
might.
John,
It's almost like she's
John
speaking
said,
a whole nother language because she
yeah,
said safe police,
John
and I'm
said
like,
he don't, yeah,
huh? What
John
does
said
that
he
mean?
doesn't know what safe police
Hmm.
are. And coming,
Yeah.
from Chicago area, it's understandable.
That's not even
Mm.
my vocabulary. I don't even know what that is. Like, what is safe
right.
police? Is this a
Right,
Norwegian word? Like, what is
right,
this?
It's a
right,
Norwegian word,
Yeah.
but
I'm
right,
it's
like,
a
I don't
kind of
speak that language.
feeling
I
that
don't
what is
speak
the
safe
future
police.
gonna bring?
I don't
right.
speak safe police.
You know,
I don't
you know.
understand safe police.
You,
Somebody translate.
In Norway, it's safe.
I don't
You're
understand.
happy
And
when
look,
you see
and
them.
that's what I was trying to tell you with this person that was out here. And I want to go back with what I told you when he was trying to lead this anti-racist little movement, and then to find out he was an ex Chicago police. And I was like, yeah, exactly. But
oh
anyway, go ahead.
yeah.
Now you know what I'm talking about, Byron. Now you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Now you
Hey,
know what
God,
I'm
no,
talking about. Yes, sir,
I said,
Mister
oh
No Neck.
yeah. Right
Yeah, go
on,
ahead.
right on, right on, right
Yeah,
on.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but
Yvonne. I didn't mean.
you know what you talk
Yeah,
about the police.
yeah.
In Miami one day I was going in to get some gas to the gas station,
Mhm.
and this police walked in.
Mm.
I hadn't done anything wrong, but I noticed my whole demeanor changed when he came in. You see what I'm saying?
mm,
And I said to him, and I said, excuse me, I said, I just have to, I mean, I'm from Miami, but I grew up in Maine also, where it's like
Mm.
99.9% white. You know what I mean? And that 1/10% was us black folks, right?
Mm,
And I said to him, I said, excuse me, can I ask you something? He said, yeah, why not? Well, go ahead. I said, when you came in, my body, my whole demeanor just changed. You know what I mean? And I said, why am I feeling this? You know what I mean? And he said to me, and the cop, he says to me, he says, I don't understand why you feel it. You have no reason to fear me,
mm,
right? And I
mm-hmm.
said to myself, I said, but but for some reason, you know what I mean? I felt that, and I know I haven't done anything wrong, but I had to put on an air. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Do you understand what I'm
right.
trying to say to you? You see what I'm saying? To not, I don't know how this. I don't know if I'm explaining this shit right, but the feeling that I had when that cop walked in, I know that I
Oh,
had to change. You know what I
mm,
mean?
oh, we
I
we
had
know
to.
that feeling. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I had to
Right,
act a totally different way than I would normally walk in, going in, pay gas, buying a soda, and walking out. But I
right,
just felt okay, like we say, roll call.
right,
You know,
right,
Mm.
right.
and you know, and that's that police
Mm,
thing that I'm sure John King's talking about.
for sure,
Mm,
for sure.
mm.
You about to say something, Fadilla?
Mm. No, no, I'm just listening and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To give people an idea of how intense Chicago PD is, this past weekend, and I'm like, it's not even unusual. I made eye contact with a cop, and he asked me what the fuck I was looking at, and he said it just
Mhm,
like that.
Oh yeah, that's
mhm,
how they are over. That's a
mhm,
fact.
Like
mhm.
Chicago police have
Yeah, yeah.
a little bit of a gang culture. Like they
Oh
get
yeah.
their own little tattoos, like gangbangers and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
So when he said that to me, I knew it was to gaslight me. Well, not gaslight, that's the wrong term, but I knew it was to try to incite me into being like, I was
Right on.
looking at you.
Oh
And
yeah.
then
Right
he
on.
could say, oh, I had a confrontation. I had to shoot him.
Right on.
I had to
Reasonable
stab
call.
him. I had to,
Reasonable cause.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, don't feed it. I had told
Right
myself,
on.
I'm like, don't feed into it.
Yeah.
And I used to work as a bouncer in South Florida, and them cops that says I heard them cuss people out right in their face. You know what I'm saying? like you said, like
Mhm.
what the fuck you
I
looking at?
was in South
Right.
Florida, so them cops was like,
Mm.
They don't play that shit, man.
ooh, you're
Met,
gonna have a good shift today.
Metro Dade. Metro
Mm,
Dade.
mm, mm.
Like that ain't
Do
That's
you do you
Chicago.
think this has to do with their training,
good
the attitude?
question.
It's the
Uh,
lack of training. It's the lack of training.
Mm.
So the
Yeah.
average cop
and,
goes.
and
This is like my wheelhouse
and
right
and
here.
and,
The
and
average
also
cop goes
internal, but
on.
also
Yeah,
internal. Go ahead.
they
Yeah.
go. So the average police officer goes from being a regular citizen to an actual police officer on the street between 3 to 6 months. Like
Mhm.
they just got to
Mm,
pass a few exams,
Mm.
right.
pass the drug test, pass the physical fitness test, which is ironic because a lot of these
Right.
cops look pregnant.
Mhm.
I'm like,
That's for sure.
Officer Porky over there having twins.
Oh, we got one.
Mm.
We got
You
one
been
over
eating too
here.
many buttermilk
Yeah,
biscuits.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they go from being a regular person to the street. They don't go through a psyche eval. Well, they some places they go through a psyche eval, but I don't think it's thorough enough because
Mhm.
Right,
a lot of
right,
these
right,
people, a lot of these guys,
Mm.
they never dealt with somebody of color.
right.
They have issues with
When they
authority
police
being
in the area that they police too,
right.
because they don't deal with. They always talk about they don't deal with people that kind of look like them, or the
Yeah,
way they
so
place people. Yeah.
then they feed in the propaganda. Oh, you go in this area, these people are violent. You gotta be heavy handed. I've heard that
Mhm.
phrase
Mhm.
before.
Mhm.
Right,
So they
right,
Mm.
have this
Mm.
like
Mm.
really unprofessional demeanor when it
right,
comes to dealing with people of color.
right,
It's never a good look.
right,
I
right.
had a I had a
But
kid in high school
I have
that
one
used that
question.
was
Yeah,
always
go ahead.
that was just always getting beat up, right, in
Okay.
school. 3 4 years out of high school, next thing I know, he's a cop. So he
Wow.
had a
Yeah.
vendetta. You know,
Mm.
he had
You
a
know.
vendetta.
Right,
Somebody
right,
has to pay.
right.
I feel like it's the bully becoming the bully.
For sure.
Hmm.
That's
For sure.
yeah.
You can see that in a lot of them. For sure.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Mm.
What you about to say, Yvonne?
I saw this documentary where they were talking about, because there's a difference in Norway or in any other country, I think, than United States with the police, is that you actually get points for busting.
Oh yeah.
So it's a good thing for your career, busting
Mm,
small drug
mm,
deals
mm,
and
mm,
Oh
small.
yeah.
So
mm,
that means you're just hunting something. You're just like a
mm.
drug
Mm.
dealer, actually. You're just on the
Right,
hunt on your shift.
right, right,
And
What do they call that?
like an incentive to arrest more people.
right, right,
And
Exactly.
when you
right.
see how poor people are struggling, just if you arrest somebody, I read some
Mm,
place, I don't remember the details, but it's something like you have to stay in prison for a while and pay money to get out, even if you're innocent.
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
means that you can understand how poor people will run away from the police,
mm.
or
Right,
try
right,
to get out
absolutely.
of being detained, or what you call it. Yeah. So there's something not just with the training; it's a systemly flawed. Like
Yeah.
when you have a monetary gain in harassing the public,
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
that's
saying
never a
that
good
when
thing. The
there's a
police
saying that when
here in Norway, we don't do that.
that
But I
Mm,
that
think in
Never,
Norway,
seldom. Of course,
I
there's
think in
some.
Norway, in Norway also, the police are also seen as or sees themselves also as some type
yeah,
of a social worker.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
have to.
yes, a
I,
guardian, a social worker.
mm. More so, yeah, than
Mm.
in the States. Even though they do, we're not trying to
Mm.
paint this picture that it's roses and
No.
all that out here for
No, no,
sure.
no, no, no,
it
Because
not
really
at
they
all.
because they definitely had their versions of stop and frisk
Oh yeah.
and even gentrification and all kinds of stuff out here as well. But
But
it's definitely
what's that saying in America when black folks go to court to find justice? That's just who we find, just us.
Just us.
mm, right, right,
Mm.
right, right.
You know. So no.
Mm-mm-mm. No, but so what what was the damn question I was gonna have? It escaped me.
Oh,
God
while you
damn it.
thinking of that, it's called quota, by the way.
Quota.
Yvonne.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yvonne.
I
It's
was
called
trying to
yeah,
think
yeah,
quota.
what that was. Yep.
yeah,
They all got them.
definitely. Yeah, no, we've been on for about an hour or so, whatever. And like I said, I didn't realize I'm learning. This is my second time going live, part two, and I appreciate every last one of you guys. And they only allow me 6 people, so that's why these it had some other people on the queue, and I couldn't let them in or whatever like that because I didn't realize on this free version, I
Okay.
guess, the StreamYard, they only allow 6 to come in at a time
Right.
or
Right.
whatever. So now I know, and no one's
But I
have to
mean,
battle.
imagine if you had to open everybody out to chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. No, but
Yeah.
how has um your experience? I mean, since we got y'all on the horn, just shortly, like, how has your experience starting with Byron been? Because how long you been in Norway, Byron?
Since '98.
Since '98.
Yeah.
All
Mm.
right, and yeah, that's been a minute, and
About
so
25 years, something like that.
wow, wow, wow. And you
No,
and you can see
23
that.
years.
Was it pretty much kind of straight, or was it like you went to the States for like a couple years and back here, or was it pretty much
Yeah, we got married. We came over here and got married, and then we went back to the States for like a couple years.
okay?
And my wife, she, we were grinding in America. You know what I mean? And
Right.
her being Norwegian, she's like, in my country, you don't have to work that hard. I'm like, what do
Yeah,
you mean? I'm like,
for
what do you
real.
mean you don't have to work that hard? I'm like, what do you mean? Of course you got to work. She goes, no, not like this. You know,
Not like
and
what
she
you're
said,
making three jobs,
yeah,
no, or
You
she
Haitian.
know
said,
what?
she
I'm
said,
glad you said that, Byron. Can I ask you a
yeah,
question?
yeah, go ahead, man.
At the top of the pandemic out in Norway, there was this when you gone abroad, there was this
Mm,
announcement or whatever. And it was funny. I saw it on Twitter. It said in undeveloped countries like the United
yeah,
States,
yeah,
you can't live in other countries.
yeah,
And when I
yeah,
saw it, I said, "Wait, what you mean underdeveloped country? What?
yeah,
What?"
yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Dude,
I thought it
she
wasn't
said,
real, and then I sent it around. I think Rob, you may have seen it and been like, "No, it's
Mm,
real."
mm,
They
mm,
send it to
mm,
all the
mm,
kids that's in the UK, kids
mm,
in
mm,
Spain,
mm,
and kids
mm,
in the
mm.
United
in
States.
Europe, she
Yes,
said to
I'm
me,
like, underdeveloped countries like the United States. I mean, I've been to Florida. That definitely is a third world country right there. So I understand, like
Dude, when she said
you
to
go to
me,
Florida,
Let me check this
you
out.
look at the missionary.
On another subject, John King speaking some real shit. Because
yeah,
on a different subject, I can tell you how archaic they are. But
yeah,
it's dealing with yeah. I'm telling you for
I
real.
was looking for wild animals. I saw a gator walk across the highway. I said, "This
For
is
real.
not an actual gator." Like this, I'm
Right,
like, it was culture shock. I'm from the Midwest.
dude,
I'm like, that's
that
not an
might have been
bro,
actual gator, bro.
that might have been a
bro,
That's not
lizard.
an actual. They got gators insurance. I was like, y'all got gators insurance? They were
bro.
like,
When I
yeah,
went to when
you
yeah,
get one. I'm like,
bro,
what?
Byron. When I went out to the Everglades one time and I
Uh,
saw all
uh,
them gators going across, bro,
yeah.
I ain't even get out the car, man. I'm like, nah, nah. And then I was sitting at
Uh,
Bahama Breeze in the restaurant, and
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
a gator looking up from the water right there, looking right at us while we eating. I'm like, uh.
Hey,
That's
but
why.
let me
That's why
finish.
I got
Let
scared.
me.
That's why I got nervous, and probably Byron could relate to what I'm saying now.
Uh,
A
uh,
lot of us, a lot of Americans and maybe other people, when we come in Norway, when I go into the forest, I was like freaking out. Like I ain't going to no forest. I was freaking out every time. What's that noise? What's that noise? I'm looking around, and then it was like, hey, you're in Norway. You don't really have so many poisonous things. You just got the hoghorn, which I never saw since I've been here.
You just got to
We got
look
the
out for
hog.
the Anglo-Saxons when you in Norway. That's what you got to look
You,
yeah,
out
you know what
for.
I'm saying? Because they were
yeah,
like, we got the colder climate, so we don't attract
yeah.
all those vectors and stuff, and so we don't have all the poisonous stuff like you guys over there, and so and then I got more relaxed. Now I actually
Yeah.
I'm in nature now. I go hiking, and I never in my life went hiking on my own for an hour or two in my life until I came to Norway. I'm tell you straight up. So I don't know if none of y'all black folks POCs can relate to what I'm saying. Let me know. Am I making any
No,
sense?
yeah. I got brother. There's a brother. There's a brother. A friend of mine from New York, and we had. I know some friends that have a cabin up in the mountains, and
Right.
we went up to the mountains and shit, and we
Mm,
were just chilling out. You know how they do up there in the mountains and stuff like that.
right.
And he says to me, "I don't like this. I don't like this." I said, "Dude," I said, "Nigga, that's because." Excuse my French, but that's. I said, that's because you used to buildings instead of mountains. You know what I mean? I said, look out there. He did not like it. He wanted to go home. He's like, dude, I ain't got no business to be in here. I
Wait,
said,
Mm.
dude,
can
just
I ask y'all?
relax.
Can I ask y'all something since y'all live out there? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know I'm smiling, but I'm being dead ass serious.
Uh,
Have any of y'all been to Connecticut?
what's that?
Oh,
Bro, I'm a big Viking fan, bro. So I'm like, I want to know. I want to
What is it?
know. Is that
What is
really
it?
beautiful like that? Do it look like that? Is it like a
I
What?
mean,
monument?
I'm gonna let Bonnie and Fadila and Byron and them talk. You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to know.
What is it? I don't understand what you're saying.
No, but it's an area like I forgot where in currently in modern times where that's at located, but he's talking about an area I don't know if it's Sweden or Norway, but in the series in the Viking series the
Oh,
area.
coming up or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
okay.
think
yeah.
it's Denmark, actually,
Denmark,
or
Denmark.
near,
Yeah,
yeah, between Norway and Denmark.
yeah,
I,
because they have different. Because in the Viking series, they when they did like the ritual one time they went I think they went to Sweden, but they was in Norway at one point and they was in Sweden and also Denmark. Yeah, yeah, so
Okay.
so it
I just
was.
want to know if Kattegat is a real place. I googled it and I saw it exists.
Oh, I'm sure
I want to
it's real.
know
Yeah,
if anybody been there. That's all. I
right,
oh,
want
it's
to know if anybody
between.
been there. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Listen,
Uh,
listen. I
I've never
am
been
I
there.
am room service, hotel, yeah,
right, right,
hiking.
right,
No.
right.
But
No,
no,
most
I've never been there, and
No, never heard of
right,
it.
right. No, but
That
it most likely
I
it's a
think that's
historic. It's a real place, and
yeah,
you have to look up.
made for TV.
Right. But I'm saying maybe it is. I think maybe it is an old name of old historical name of a real place. But I don't know.
Okay.
You have to
Yeah.
look it up to see exactly where that place would be at. Maybe it's a made up name, or maybe it's a real. name, like an old, an
Right.
Oh, I
older
know, I
name.
know it's not a made up place. Like I
Right.
know it
Okay.
actually existed,
Yeah,
but
You feel me? So the question is, have we been? Yeah, most likely we haven't
because
been
I
there.
know modern
No,
day Wessex is like Wales.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
and
to.
I and
I've
I
been to.
and
I've
he's
been
been
to a
to
Viking.
he's
I've
been
been
to
to a
Wessex too.
Viking. I've been to a Viking town. Where they got all the,
Mm.
the old houses and all that stuff like that. Been to a
Right,
Viking wedding
right,
before.
right.
Yeah, yeah, but
Mm, mm.
but I haven't seen motherfuckers with horns on their heads. And,
Damn, I never been to a Viking wedding. Shit.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, they got they got the Stav Church or whatever. Some of the
Mm,
they got the stuff
mm,
over here,
yeah,
whatever. For
yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah.
But in Chi Town, everybody been with that drill music. It didn't it didn't go on global, man. They over here in Norway, the Norwegian kids. I told John King the other day, and I know Bonnie definitely could attribute to this. Fadilla and Byron too. That they over
Mm,
here. I'm telling you, in some of these children in sixth, seventh grade talking about old block, the certain hood area in Chicago. They refer to certain exact hoods in areas in like Chicago, never even step foot over there because of music.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
they listen to
That's
that,
true.
and the drill music has taken over out here.
That's
You
They
know what
true.
I
Mm.
mean?
listen to it, but I guarantee they don't understand it because it's a
Oh yeah.
dialect. Like for people that don't know, it's a certain type of Ave, and Ave is a type of African American vernacular like language
Mm,
English. It's a type of Ave they speak specifically in them areas. That if you're
Okay.
not
mm,
from there, like
mm,
even me, I live here, but I live in what's called the North Side. I live in the
Right.
Edgewater area. But when I listen to drill, like I have to listen to them talk for like a good 5 minutes
right.
before my ears tune to it
Right.
Right.
because there's phrases and turns of phrases and like things that don't mean the same thing. Like I could say something right now, like just off the top of my head, I could be like, "Yo, check out the Fifi Ming there. She dragging the wagon. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Mm,
Like
mm,
y'all ain't catch a word of what I just said. What I
mm.
actually
I
said
do.
was, you see that woman over there. She's gluteus maximusly
Yeah,
endowed.
I
You
knew
know what
right.
I'm
that.
saying? But
Mm, mm,
Right.
when I say, "Oh man, you dragging the wagon, you slugging and bugging," people are like,
Right.
"Huh?
mm.
Huh?"
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Leif and Bjorn would never know what I was saying.
yeah.
Like, calm down,
Right.
Bjorn. Calm down, bro. You're not from
Right.
O
Right.
Block.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But and then Afro beats taking over as well. So now you got a lot of African people. Matter of fact, we got some two continental Africans on here. Fadilla, no, hold up, no, Fadilla's still here, and Bonnie joke. And
Mm.
I want to get into to Bonnie. You know what I'm saying? I spoke about this. I probably spoke about it with you when we met or something. I don't remember, but I spoke about it with other people about how Afrobeat has taken over. And you feel that over there in the States too, John King, right? Afrobeat
We
is
use
huge,
Afro
huge.
beats. We use Afro beats. It's big in Chicago because
Right,
we have a
right,
lot of Nigerians here and Ghanaians
right,
here.
right,
So
right,
like for me, like for example, my god brother is from Nigeria.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of my homies are Nigerian. I speak
right.
some OK Pidgin when I have to. I just use it every now and then for comedic value. Because if you do it too much, if you
Right,
do it too much, you can be a little bit offensive to these people. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, it's popular here because we use the same beat per minute in
right.
house music that they use
There
in
you
Afro.
go. And tell them where the birth of house music is from.
Oh,
Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois, baby.
Yeah.
Mm. And then they be looking at me crazy if I listen to house music. I'm like, man, I play with the hell, whatever the hell I want to, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do like UK drill because they sound so polite while they trying to kill you.
Right. But they got
Like I
that.
love that shit.
They
But
got that
I'm a
top.
huge.
They got that top boy on
I
Netflix that
love
Oh
everybody.
Top
shit,
Boy.
yeah,
I've been
that's
watching
Yeah,
Top
and
Boy
that
cool.
and
since
that
the
blue
first
something.
season.
Yeah.
Since the first season, I'm like, boy, I love that Top Boy. Like, are you
Right.
Yeah.
dumb? You want me
In
to
it.
shoot you
Oh,
in your
that's a good
face in
show.
it? You want me to
Fam.
shoot you in your
Fam.
face in it? I'm
Hmm.
like,
Are, are you
Yo, I
serious,
gotta
fam?
leave y'all.
Yeah,
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 and
yeah.
phone call.
Yeah, I
But
gotta
thank you
go in a
so
minute. I
much.
gotta go in
Let's
a
do
minute
it
too.
again.
Most
Definitely.
definitely,
I
most definitely. We have another topic, another subject,
yeah.
something with fire. You
Thank
know.
you. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
yeah.
Good night.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye
You
bye.
too. Good
Take
night.
care.
Bye bye. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Testing, testing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah. We won't be long.
Yeah.
just a little bit more or whatever. But yeah, yeah. No, definitely the music scene. But me and Byron's a little older. You know what I'm saying than you, John King. So we do know about these things. But you know what I'm saying. No,
It's like when you
but
mention the word drill, I'm not really up on drill.
yeah,
Drill.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
So the
yeah.
reason we call it drill is
Cause
because
I'm in my 40s, and then Byron, how old are you?
I'm 60.
Right,
oh
right. And
wow,
he don't, but Byron don't look it. That facts.
No.
Byron do
You
not
know.
look it at all.
You know.
Yeah, he was, and
So I'm
like I told you, he was on this the Norwegian version of the Voice out here or whatever, and
I wonder
he
what kind
be
of voice he got. He got that Luther going on. I mean, he
yeah, I
got
can
that
do
kind
look Peebo.
of. Oh,
that.
oh wow.
Yeah, he had a little Christmas album that came out. You know these little they he being humble right now, but they like him out here, man. They
That's
like him
that.
out
That
here.
means
Yeah.
he could blow. You know them
That's
people
that's
that be
why
real quiet
I
about
didn't.
it.
Go ahead. What do
I
you say,
said, you
John?
know that mean he could blow because them people that be real quiet about it, that means
Hmm.
they are beast with it.
Right,
Yeah,
They
right.
be
right.
all calm. Look, they be like, oh, a microphone. I mean, I could do a little something. And next thing you know, they
Yeah.
blew your head away.
Yeah. The
Right, right.
worst thing for me is when I go to people's house and they'll play some like my music on Spotify, right? And they'll play it. They can't you sing? I said, man, you hear it on the goddamn radio. You
Right.
know, why do I gotta sing when you hear me? I'm like, God damn. They're like, yeah,
You
but
know.
you're sitting in front of me. I'm like, the fuck? I said,
Mm,
then that becomes a show, motherfucker.
Hey, don't you? Especially when you black too.
You
Perform,
know what I
damn it,
mean? You know what I
perform,
mean?
nigga.
You know? Yeah.
Uh,
Dance, nigga.
you know, you know.
Yeah, I tell people, I said, they'll say, yo, can you sing a song? And if I drink, I'll sing a song, right? They go, one more. I said, see, one more song, then you got to pay me. And they'll be like, no,
Facts.
that's okay. That's okay. I'm like, yeah, you can't go to a carpenter and say, hey, can you build that part, that wall for me? You
Mm,
know, you know,
Yeah.
but people think because you sing, yeah, but all you're doing is singing. I said, yeah, but if I sing off key, you're gonna say it's terrible. So
right,
It's
I
a
have, you know what I
profession.
mean? That's my profession. I got
right,
when I hit that note, I got to hit that note.
right, right.
So it's
I
like,
understand. I definitely
um,
understand that, man.
you
Mm.
know, you know.
No, but
But I mean, it's all good. It's
in
all good.
in your time though in Norway, Byron, you think that you know it- progression when it comes to have the racism that you notice, just is it seem like it's been rising or it got better,
There,
or your
it's
opinion?
it's you know, it hasn't changed. What's that saying? Nothing changes. It remains the same.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mhm.
like when I got here, I mean, I work with IT,
Right, right,
um, and in that business, you know what I mean, where you know, if the
right.
I know what I know. You see what I'm saying? It's like my
Mm,
brother. He said, they can take many things from you, but they can't take education from you.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? They can't take what you know. So I mean, I see sometimes where they're you know they forget and they look around and see me there and they're like and they check themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You
mm,
know what I mean?
mhm, mm,
With where they check themselves and I kind
Mm.
of laugh at it. I kind of laugh at it because I say to myself, they're actually taught that we're not supposed to. You see what I'm saying? That we're not supposed to be intelligent. You know what I mean? That
right,
we're not supposed to have an
Mm.
opinion. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But then when they see me in that same room with them, they say, "Wait a minute," you know, you know.
right,
But I
right,
mean, it's gotten better. I
Mm.
mean, I remember, dude, when I got here, I sent out damn near 200 applications.
Mm.
And
wow.
I sent out my 200th when I said to my wife, if I can't get it again, I'm going back to the States.
And
You
that
know
was
what I
way
mean?
back,
Because
and that was way back then too.
that
That
was
was
back then. You
that
know,
definitely was tough,
out
man.
of 200 applications, I had one interview.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And that last to that 200th interview, I got a job. And
Because
then
that minority pool back
you
then,
know,
they didn't hardly, man,
no,
it
they
was
didn't have no.
tough.
It was hard. But you know, I
I
Man,
ain't gonna
stuck it
lie,
out.
man. That would be very discouraging for me, man.
It
for
was, man.
sure.
That's why
I
I
do
said there
half of
was.
the
Mm.
application on Indeed and get aggravated.
You
You know what I
know?
mean? Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
bruh.
Uh,
plus, I
Mm.
had to learn the language. You know what I mean?
right, right.
So I mean, it's like so with a lot of brothers over here and stuff. I'm sure you went through it too, Robert.
Mm,
Was
mhm,
it was a
mhm.
couple those first couple of years, you know, where it's like, I don't know, man. My mind was always back home, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. I can't take this shit here. This shit ain't normal. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
And
right.
and then
One
and
G
then
to
my wife,
32.
then
Yeah,
my
yeah.
wife, then my wife, she,
That's
God
somebody
bless her,
king.
'cause she took a whole bunch of shit from me until like the third year when I was like, okay, calm down and said, talking about Norway ain't shit. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Poor she didn't say nothing. She just took it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then one day, and it's happened to a lot of us. You know what I mean? I've talked to a
Yeah.
lot of brothers. You know what I mean? After a while, then you say, okay, well, then you come over the hump and you're saying, okay, this is where I'm going to be.
Oh,
You get a
oh, my
family.
bad. My bad. That's Yvonne. So Wanjiro's Yvonne. Yeah. Good night, Yvonne. Yeah, yeah.
I was
No
about to say
problem.
that's a Kenyan name, Wanjiru. Yep.
Right, right, right. Definitely. We know you had to leave. Yeah, it's getting late. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah,
appreciate you, Yvonne. Now go ahead.
yeah. So yeah, but now
Yeah,
I
but
remember.
mhm.
Go ahead.
You said you remember your mom. What you gonna say?
Yeah, my mom asked a question one time before she passed. She said, "Are you gonna die in Norway?"
Mm.
My
You
mom,
know,
my mom did the same thing, man.
you
And
know,
Mm.
yeah,
and
yeah. My mom asked the same
and
thing.
and I said to her, I said, I never really thought about when I'm gonna die. So I was actually
Bro.
driving, and I pulled the car over, and I called my wife, and I said, my mom asked me a question.
Wow.
Is this here? Am I gonna die in Norway? And my
Mm,
wife said, your family's here. You got children here. You know what I mean? This is your roots.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
Mm.
you remind me of something very much so because if y'all don't know, and maybe y'all King, I don't know, but my mom died 2 years ago. My
All
mom
right.
died. Yeah, yeah. That's when I
Condolences,
went back.
condolences.
Yeah, that's when I
Mm.
went back to the states. And
Mm,
damn, no, it might be 3 years now. Shit, 2019.
yep.
That's when last time I went back to the states for about a few weeks or whatever. But I remember
Mm,
when she came to visit. That was the first thing she asked me about. If I die, like to sign some paper to have my body to go back to the states or whatever. And she was asking about my
right,
funeral. I was like, "Mom, you trying to plan
right,
my funeral or something?" She kept on.
right.
I felt a little weird in a way, but it got me, thinking. So you kind of remind me of that my mom asked the
Yeah,
same
man.
thing the first time she came over to visit me. She was like, "That was the
Mm,
first thing on her mind." Like, wow,
I'm
yep,
gonna ask you
yep,
guys something
yeah,
because
yeah.
I've never lived abroad, but in
wow, yeah,
2015,
yeah,
this designer, who me and him were cool, we was homies. He
right,
moved to France. He was learning French or whatever. He moved
right.
to France, and bro never came back. He was like,
Mhm.
we was
Right,
FaceTiming one night on WhatsApp when WhatsApp had the FaceTime feature.
right.
And I
Mhm.
was like, bro, when you gonna come back? Are you gonna move back to the States? And he was like, the hell for?
Right, right,
He was like, and then
right,
he said something, honestly, and I know this is on YouTube, so if he see this, he'll know who he is. And I'm like, I
Right,
thank
right.
him for saying this. He was like, can I ask you something, John? Do you know what it's
mm,
like to not be an N-word? And I was like,
right,
Mm,
I know how to
mm,
not behave. And I was
Mm.
like, no. He said,
right.
do you know what it's like to walk down the street, right? See some people coming towards you
mhm.
and not automatically think, "Oh, here we go. They finna
Right,
Right.
think I'm gonna try to rob them. They
right,
about
Yep.
to they about to make a face at me and
right,
ask me why
right,
I'm
Yep.
in this neighborhood." He's like, "You
Yep.
know what that's like?" And I'm like, "Nah,"
Yep.
right.
because he's like, "Exactly." He's like,
And
"Where
Yep.
I live." He's like, "Where I live, I don't go through any of that shit.
Right on.
People
right,
want to if I go for a job,
right,
I can speak because he's fluent by French in French by the way.
right,
He was
right,
like,
right,
the
right,
first
right,
thing they ask is like, "How good is your French?" And they're like,
Mhm.
"Talking to you, ain't I?" He was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
mm,
then cool. Let's give you a shot."
right,
Yep.
right. No, and I agree with it. And I don't have, and that's what I said. There was I don't know if you remember that when Travel Noir online magazine had did a little interview on me, and I had put out a little, by dictation, and I had put out some information on They titled it "Black Person Living in Norway," and I said the same things because that's truly, you know, coming from the states. You know what I'm saying? There were certain things I had to get used to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah, and I don't have some of those same exact fears or
Mm-hmm.
those uncomfortable feelings. And then
Mm-hmm.
even some people that lived out here, you have some because you have your little um kind of more the poorer areas or whatever of the east side of Oslo and other different areas where then some people reacted and say, yeah, they do have sometimes stop and frisk and things like that. But I told them, I said, yeah, that's true. And coming from my perspective, an African American, but it's definitely, I was like, trust me, it's definitely not like back at home.
Right.
You would feel a major difference, and I do understand. I'm not ignorant to the fact that they do have racism exists here. It's a global thing. White supremacy,
Mm.
racism. Duh. Just because we're saying what we're saying doesn't mean that it doesn't exist here. But it's
Right.
definitely a huge difference of when I was in Florida, because I was where I was in
Yeah.
Miami before
Yeah.
I came out here. It was a huge difference of me, uh, you know, not being always on a lookout and feeling just uncomfortable with
Yeah.
to
Miami will do it to you. But in Miami, you
it's
better
more
be uncomfortable. Your ass
right,
better be uncomfortable because the
right,
minute you get comfortable, boy,
right, right. But
Liberty City.
oh
Liberty
yeah,
City,
oh
that
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I was all
Overtown,
Overtown.
Overtown.
I was in bro. I was in Overtown. One of
Mm,
my boys, man. We were two light skinned brothers too. Me and this other dude. He looked just like Common. We went.
mm-hmm.
It was at nighttime. We went to this pool bar in Overtown, bro. And I'm
On
talking
20th,
about.
20th
I don't know exactly
and
what
3rd Street,
street.
20th and 3rd
I
Street. Yeah.
Because I had a and we went, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we went out to the car, and there was some
Mm-hmm.
like crackheads and stuff dancing around, and they definitely out there at night. But
Yeah.
inside the pool bar, bro, it
Yeah.
was they was looking at us like we was looking of, and they had one of those machines where
Yeah.
where you inside with the boxing where you punch the thing and it goes like that, and you saw
Oh,
all
yeah.
the dude brothers looking at us, looking at the machine, and because my man said, yeah, let's punch on this machine. I said, bro, I ain't. You want to punch on this machine? You know they gonna be looking at us and seeing, you know what I mean, sizing us up and shit. But we was. I was like, you go. I was like, they all staring at us and shit. I started getting uncomfortable. I said, bro, and we were like white folks in there, man. The only two light skinned brothers in there too. And then I was lucky because at the time I had worked at a gas station
Mm.
in West Palm Beach, close to Riviera Beach, right?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
at one point in time earlier, anyway, and there was his brother that they had passed through to go to Singer Island to that one festival that a lot of brothers went to at this time, and and luckily there was a black guy that saw me right in the crowd,
Uh,
in the crowd somewhere. He said, "Hey, boy, I act like I saw my like long lost uncle when I saw him, bro. I'm telling
you
you,
saw you saw a lifeline.
bro. When I saw that dude in Overton, I was like, what? Filled with crackheads, man. I was like, yo, what's good, man? It changed the whole scene, man. But yeah, it was Overtown was is
I was
yeah,
I was
they got areas.
I was born in Overtown. We moved. I grew up a little bit in Liberty City. Then we moved over to Browns, not Browns, Scott Projects. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
No
But
doubt.
I went. I just come back from Miami what a month ago.
Yeah, I
You
saw that. I
know.
saw the pictures. I
Yeah,
saw the pictures.
yeah.
No doubt.
Isn't
Visit,
Les
vi-
Brown from Miami too?
what's
Which
that?
one?
Les Brown, the
Yeah,
motivational
he.
speaker.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's
That's
from
one
Miami.
happy hood dude. Because like someone, I went to one of his conferences and I was like, and somebody from his old hood was like, "Nah, bro, I'm from his hood," and they were
Mm.
telling me about it. I'm like, "Why is he that happy if he's from there?" Like,
Yeah,
Les Brown. I'm like, what kind of drugs do Les Brown be taking? I need some Les Brown drugs.
Oh,
This
you know what?
man be
oh,
laughing.
hold up, Byron. I want to say
Yeah,
something,
go ahead, go ahead.
Uncle Phil, and I hope that ain't addressed to me because I ain't got no issue with no dark black man. I'm gonna tell you that straight up.
Mm,
If that's with me, I'm not. I'm just saying. But yeah, I feel you. If you just saying that in general, that's cool. I get it for sure. I definitely ain't got no problem with that. I'm just saying at that one moment in time, I was looking around and they was looking at us like I was like, wow. But no, I
they
get it.
look.
I have no issues
They
with
were,
dark.
they were looking at. they were looking at y'all like that cartoon where the where where he looks at me, see ham bones and shit. He started licking his lips.
Oh,
No
Hey,
doubt,
oh,
no
you know
doubt.
what? You know what, bro? One thing I learned in college is how to do what technically called disruption,
Uh,
where you disrupt people. I
yeah,
was in Texas. We walked in like a hick bar by accident, and they all looked at us, and I'm like, bro, we can get shot because it's an open carry state, right?
Right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
Them white folks, it's a face white people make where they like, have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
Like they was making that face, like, man. So you know what I did? I
Uh,
stood in the doorway
Or do
because I'm
or
like,
do you or do you know where you at, boy?
yeah, it's like that face, right? So they looking at us, the whole room quiet. I go like this. I go, oh my god, are my horns showing? My horns are showing. I'm sorry. Somebody got a hat? Does somebody have a hat? And they kind of look, they got confused. And then like this really like tubby, like big fat white dude in the corner was
They
like,
said to me.
yeah, he looked at he's like, I mean, because
Yeah,
he had like the I call it the face belly, because
right,
he had
right,
that
right,
chin
right,
that come down here, and he
right,
was like,
right.
I'll tell you what, that's the funniest damn thing I ever
face
heard
belly.
from a black like that's how he was laughing, because
Yeah.
he obese.
Right,
And like
Uh,
right,
500 pounds. He's like, honey, horns, like you a black devil or something. And then like other people start
right,
laughing
right,
at him. And I'm like, ooh, we not about to get shot. Let's get up out of here.
right.
You
oh
got to
my
be careful
God.
driving through the South. For those that don't know, that's not from America.
Oh,
As a
for
black
sure,
person, you have to be very careful driving
Oh
through
man.
the South.
for
Oh,
sure,
And that
man.
could have been a really like I'm joking, but that could have been fatal. It was nighttime and we didn't know where we was, and we just had to use the bathroom.
I had one of those moments when I got out the military. I was in the Air Force for 6.5 years. And anyway, we was driving through the South, and I was with my friend that was in the Air Force. He was from New York, a liberal cat, and we wouldn't. And I mean, we passed by this one, and they did not look at us friendly. And I said, "Yo, we got some stop, get some gas." I said, "Yo, I'll use the bathroom at the next exit or
mm,
next stop." He said, "Why you not here? Why we just go here? What's wrong with this?" I said, "Bro, how they look?" He said, and I remember he was walking in. He said, "Oh yeah." He realized real quick, but he didn't know, you know what I'm saying, being from
yeah,
a certain area in the States. But yeah, in the South it
yeah,
can be
I always tell black people the rule is this: when you come to a rest stop, if you do not see a black person, and I mean a show enough black person, not
right.
like not like a Lenny Kravitz or a Zoe Kravitz. I'm talking about like a show enough soul brother.
Show hey look, you talking about showing up on the Last Dragon. They about to put that on HBO Max.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Real soon. So a lot of Norwegian folks out here going to understand some of the jokes and some of the posts that I've been posting and talks I've been talking about when it comes to
They do be
the
looking
Last
lost
Dragon,
on your
the
posts.
culture.
Like I
Yeah,
be
they be
I be
looking lost,
reading
don't
that
they?
once really, bro. What does this mean, Robert? What does this mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. You've noticed that too, right?
What is a tenderoni? What is
Right?
a tenderoni?
I be getting those too.
What do you
Yeah,
mean she's thick? What do you
yeah,
mean
yeah,
she's thick? She's a
yeah.
person. Why would she be
Yo,
thick?
but I got yeah for sure, for sure, for sure. It's hilarious. What
I
up,
be slapping
Kumar?
my ass at some of them
What's
posts
up,
you be
man? It's a
putting
little
up.
Hey,
low. Let me see if I can adjust the
yeah,
volume,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Hey, Byron and Fidela. This is Kumar. He was on the show yesterday.
oh, yeah.
He's
What's
a,
up? What's up? What's up?
he's an African American from Brooklyn, New York, and he's living in Puerto Rico right now.
Oh.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, me and him we used to serve together in the Air Force.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep, yep,
Did y'all
yep.
did y'all leave? Did y'all get an Article 15 or a DD 214?
Bro, I ain't gonna say nothing. You motherfucker.
Ah,
No, no,
gotta
no, no.
always ask.
I'm
I
I'm
gotta
I'm
always
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell Kamar. You can hear it, right?
Can't connect it to my
He
Bluetooth,
okay.
man.
He's frozen.
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you
It's acting up a
okay?
little
Because I
bit.
know if you
Can you
heard
guys
it.
hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Hey, John King asked the question. I told him that me and you served together in the Air Force. John King asked the question again.
I said y'all get a DD 214 or Article 15.
Oh yeah, we were in Japan, man. In
Look, he
Japan,
bypassed
brother.
I
that
think
whole thing. He was
I
like,
think
yeah,
I think
anyway, we was there.
I think maybe I was a little bit more of a troublemaker than he was for sure. What you think,
Hmm.
Kumar?
I loved it over there. You guys been on for a while, man.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure, for sure. for sure. Oh, he ain't gonna answer that one. No, I
He
said what?
slid right past it. You
Yeah, he
know, I
slid
know.
right
He's like,
past.
yeah. Anyway, we was in Shibashi, Japan, and my MOS. What's my MOS? Oh, my
No,
MOS is this, and
no,
yeah.
no. I said, who you think was more of a troublemaker when we was in the service, me or you, Kamar?
Yeah, they consider me the troublemaker. I think I had a lot of haters while I was over there. You know that,
You thought it
man.
was you? Yeah, I thought it was me.
Oh,
I
you
thought
had a
that's
lot of people hating on you too.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for
But
sure.
they thought you was a troublemaker too. But I don't
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
you know what, man. I think, the military is white run, so they take care of their own when it's in there, when they're in there. And when you a brother who like opinionated or has some wits about themselves,
still
they
am.
they don't want you in there really. You know what I
I ain't
mean?
acting different. This ain't. I've been the same way. You know.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So if you're a brother that's smart, and well, not just smart, because there's a lot of smart brothers in there, but let's just put it this way: if you're the type of cat who
Or
questions
mer-
things
or
when you're
mercy.
about to do something
Also
and
though.
won't just take a direct order just because it's like
Right.
you
But
want to know what you're doing is right or wrong, then
right.
most likely you're not going to survive in there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But also we were one of the two, brothers, and there was other ones out there, but not so many that try to immerse in the culture. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
Like
Mm.
that immerse in the culture when we was in Japan, because we were
Oh
stationed
yeah,
in
yeah,
Japan.
yeah. And that's what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
hated about me.
Me and Kamar were stationed in Japan together, and
Yeah, that's
so
what they
when
hated about me. They were like,
right
this brother
when we
over
lived,
here, like he come over here
yeah,
learning the language. He learned the language because by the time I
yep,
got, matter of fact, by the time I met you, that was
yeah.
my second assignment over there.
And that's what I didn't know at first. I was like, this
Yeah,
motherfucker, yeah,
I was
this
because remember I
motherfucker's
had got
run,
stationed. No, I'm
yeah.
old, so I
Yeah,
got
because
stationed in
he used to
Japan.
hang
What
around the SeaWorld.
'96?
Yeah, because when I got there to Japan, and then I seen this black dude out of blue speaking
Yeah, I
Japanese,
had
damn
been there.
near.
I had been there from '96 to '98. Came back
Right,
in 2000, so
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
you
was
yeah,
running
already
around?
I was already
You
flowing in
running around
Japanese. I was
already
already
talking?
like running around, stomping in Tokyo and all those other places before I
right,
got back
right.
that second time when I met you. So
I know for sure. That's why you was so
they
laid
hated
back.
that.
Yep,
They hate
yep,
that. I'm being honest. Like I can say it now. But they use it like if you were stationed in Okinawa, you had to take leave to go to the mainland. Dudes in the mainland didn't have to take leave to come to Okinawa though. I thought
that's
that was
fucked up.
really messed up.
That was
So
fucked up.
What do you
No,
mean? What do you
what I
mean?
started doing was they probably don't try to do
no,
it if you're in the military and you listening to this because it might
but,
get you.
hey,
But
Byron said, what do you mean?
I would just stop going up taking hops up there. I would just pay the money to go from downtown, like Naha
Right.
Airport. I just fly from Naha to Tokyo.
Yep.
Uh,
No, it was what Kamar was trying to explain is in the military. Byron, you were in the military, right?
No, I took all the
Oh,
tests and passed them
okay,
and stuff, and
okay,
my mom told my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm going into the military." She goes,
right,
"No, oh hell no! You go
right,
stay
right,
here and work this family business."
right. Uh,
Mm,
uh, Kamar Byron, who you listen to now, he's in Norway. He's been living in Norway way longer than me, about 28 years or something
many
like.
moons,
Right,
many
right.
moons.
I think Kamar. Hold up. Let me see. Kamar got kicked out for some reason. I think it's his phone or whatever. So I'll wait till he get back or whatever.
Mm.
But yeah. No, I was in the military with. Yeah, Kamar. Yeah, I guess he'll come back. But I was in the military with him, man. We were stationed in
Okay,
Japan. It was an experience. We was two
how
brothers
was
that
it
was
with the Japanese?
man. It was nice. He could tell you more because he had more experience. He was kind of
Mm,
he was kind of an OG. He was there and he was like literally he was one of the few brothers that spoke fluent Japanese.
right.
And yeah, and I ran into him because I was one of the young. Hold on, that might be him right there. No, I was one of the young brothers that got there, and a lot of black folk that was there back then per se wasn't really. I'm
There
adding
we
back.
go, man.
There
I
we
was like,
go.
man, come on.
Yeah. No, he asked me. Oh yeah, Byron, he's from Miami. And
Okay.
yeah. So he's an OG man. He's been out here in Norway. He's in Norway. He's been out in Norway for about what 28 years, almost almost.
About 23 years.
Oh,
Been married 26 years.
okay,
Wow,
about
you been over
23
there for
years.
real.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. He's an OG. He
yeah.
looked like he's damn near 40 some years old, but he's 60.
Hey,
But
that's it.
yeah, yeah.
It's because it's
And
cold up there, keeping them preserved, man, and then the
Black
ice.
black don't crack.
Black don't crack. And he's
That
been
too.
on the and out here in Norway, man, they have like in America how they had that show The Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he been on the Norwegian version. It was called. They have the Voice out here in Norway and stuff. So he's a singer and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's been doing his thing. But anyhow, I was trying to. He asked me the question, and I said you can explain it more about Japanese, how the Japanese people
Yeah, how were they
uh
with black folks over
how
there?
they with black folks.
You know
You
what?
know.
Honestly, out of all the Asians I've dealt with, because I've been to China, I've been to Hong Kong, I was stationed in Korea a
Mm,
year,
mm,
and and you gotta understand that my experience in Korea was in like 99, 2000. So it's been a while since I've been to Korea. But I can
right.
tell you from my time that I was there, after dealing with Japanese,
I want to say if you're gonna say the same answer as me in my head, that's all I'm waiting. Go
I
ahead.
think I think Japanese are the less racist out of the. I think Japanese appreciate black culture more than the other two. I think the other two just kind of like exploit black people more. But
Right.
I think
Bingo.
Japanese are more like seriously just genuinely interested in black culture.
That's a
You know,
fact.
Okay.
That's a
that's
fact.
just my that's just my opinion after living there
Yeah.
for so long. That's just what I get from it.
Yeah.
Man, man,
Yeah.
you airmen been somewhere everywhere. Y'all been in Narnia? I mean, golly.
Yeah, but I was stationed in Korea for a year, and don't get me wrong. There's a lot of Koreans that appreciate black culture too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
more Japanese appreciate black culture than Korean by far, by far.
You talking about general? We talking about general. Of course,
Just
there's
in
gonna be.
general, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, you have Koreans. You have certain sectors of China. You know what I mean. But we're talking in general, and I agree with him
in
on that.
general, yeah, yeah.
That's a
I
fact.
mean,
That's a fact.
I think that like
And it,
Chinese are more.
and we can even yeah. There,
I think Chinese are more. They can be more blatantly racist, honestly, just from my experience with Chinese.
Well,
yep.
Um,
It,
and then
there was
it's
a
what's that?
more
study.
blatant. It's more blatant racism out there in those countries than you'll see in Japan, in a way, for sure.
Yeah, I think so by far.
Yep.
But you remember? I don't know if y'all remember when they were doing the genealogy of where man came from,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And it was proven that
Africa.
they're from Africa, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the Chinese, they were so sure that they had nothing to do with with the African
Mm.
genealogy, right? And then they ended up when they found out that they
You keep it
also are
going. I'm gonna use the
descendants.
bathroom. Keep it going. Yeah.
When they found that they were also descendants of the Africans,
Yeah,
man, the motherfucker
absolutely.
didn't want to commit suicide. You know what I mean?
Hey,
It's like,
look, you're the original man, and they don't want to admit it, but it's the truth.
you know what I'm saying? That was they were talking. I was like, boy, y'all just don't act right, will you?
You know what? I always thought that that most East Asians actually came from the San Khoi people in Africa, and they look just
Wow.
like it.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I mean, they just look. The San Khoi people look very, very well. The Asians look very much like San Khoi people in South Africa and southwestern Africa.
Right. That's true. You see their eyes.
The eyes and everything, the body type,
Yeah.
the facial features they just look like East Asians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I said that to my wife. If I said they look almost Asian,
I
you know.
had for some reason I don't know how this happened, but this Chinese person hit me on WhatsApp. I don't know how they got my number or nothing, but they were like, "Oh, I see that you're an N-word," and I was like, "Oh, you know how I am about that."
Right.
So
No.
I was like,
He
"Yeah,
said he
I
said that
guess
like
that's
that.
what you would call me." I said, but I said, but yeah, but I'm really actually your genetic father.
Right. Right.
And they were like,
Mm.
oh, what are you talking about? So I said, yeah, I'm black. And guess what? Your ancestors were black too. And I showed them a picture of and I took a picture of the person, and I
Mm.
put the picture of the San Khoi people. And I said, yeah, who does this look like?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have a point.
I
And
fucked
ain't
them
say
all
nothing
up,
else
huh?
after that.
I fucked them all up.
Yeah, I missed them all.
Yeah, man. Hey, hey, y'all, I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. For
bills
sure.
gotta get paid.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
hey,
brother, thanks
so
for
I gotta
inviting
eat.
me, man. Let me know the next time, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure, Byron. I
You
appreciate it,
know,
my man.
so
I appreciate it, my
it's
man.
good to talk to people around the world and stuff, and get and when we're
Absolutely.
able to just talk about what we talk about,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
because every day I'm talking about what they want to talk about.
Right. Right. I know that's right, man. I know that's
You
right.
know what I mean? But
All right.
I'm gonna say good night, y'all.
All right, man. I'm sure we're
All right,
gonna
peace.
follow soon. Yeah.
Definitely. Hey, how do I listen to that to the part one?
Part one, just go on the YouTube. You know my YouTube channel and just go. It's like literally you go on videos
Okay.
and then yeah.
I gotta check that out. But hey,
All right.
man, hey,
And
John,
then
it's nice talking to you.
I can send it to you too on Messenger too. I mean it's yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
That's what
All right,
All
night,
right.
folks.
your
All right. Good
YouTube
night,
channel
Byron.
name.
All
Peace.
right. All right. Well, yo. So it's the same three, man.
Late at night over there.
Yeah, yeah. It's late at night. I ain't gonna lie. It's 11 o'clock, man. So it's getting late. It's 11 o'clock. I get it.
Man,
I gotta be up early too. But man, I be having that. Sometimes I be the insomnia, bro. The insomnia, man. But I don't do this all the time. So for sure, I ain't doing this all.
get out there.
Yeah, yeah. I don't do this live thing. This is the second, like, pretty much the second time besides the
So Rob,
interview.
you done with the states? Like
Huh?
you never coming back to the states? This
That's a
third
good
world country.
question. Third world country. Man, that's a good question. That's a good question. I've been asked that, man, and now you about to ask me
I'm
live,
I
and
ask
and
every black
people
dude that live
and
abroad.
people gonna look back and watch this video. That's a fact. There's no doubt about how they gonna watch how I answer. But I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Ooh, and probably even some, certain authorities gonna, there's gonna, like I said, you never know, But yeah, I ain't done. I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm done with the states. I mean, but like, I guess we gonna see what life brings out here, man. It's you know, um, hmm. I can really go deep on it, but like, on the surface, yeah. I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm completely done with the states. I'm not saying I'm completely done at this point. I can't say that. I can't say I'm completely done with the states, but it's quite comfortable in Norway. But the only certain things in Norway, of course, you don't have the selection that you have in the states that you can get this product and this and all these things like that. You know what I mean? And I'm sure like like Puerto Rico even have more choices than we got over here in Norway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
because Puerto Rico, we're part of the United States with
right,
territory. So even
right,
though we got our own little thing over here, I
right,
mean, we're part of the United States, we still have our own thing going on, but we still
right,
have some things that they
right,
have in the States, you know.
right,
So it kind
right,
of that's the worlds for me because I'm
right,
not in the States, but I'm in the States.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That situation is better in
But
some ways.
it's definitely Latin America, man. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So no, I'm not complete. I'm not done with the states, man. I got love for the states. I miss. There's certain reasons why I didn't go. Not just financial, but other reasons. But no, I'm gonna come back to for sure. I have my oldest daughter. She's stationed there. I got 4 kids, man. I got 4 kids, bro. I got 2 adult kids, and I got 4 kids, and all three of them in the states, man. My one son is here in Norway. You know what I'm saying? So I got my 2 adult kids. My oldest one, she's in the army. She's a military police. She's married and has 2 kids. So I'm a grandfather, and she's stationed in Hawaii right now.
Man, I can't believe you're a granddaddy, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Corona babies too popped out back
Oh
to back.
man.
And then my second oldest, who's an adult as well, she's living in Atlanta, Georgia, in ATL, man. She's in the ATL, and then I got one in Hawaii, and then my third one, she's in San Diego, California, and then I got my son out here, man. So you know what I mean? And then my mom died. Me and my dad don't have any contact. So that's what I'm saying. Some of the things is personal, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because some people know who
So
gives a
there's
shit.
no
But
like hard roots in Chicago. Chicago. Wow, no hard roots in the
hard.
state.
I got some people I love and most definitely care about, but you know what I mean. It's not like, yeah, yeah. It's not like it would be like Nah, because yeah, I can. It wouldn't be far fetched for me to stay out here the rest of my life. No, not at all. Because I don't have, like you said, I wasn't had, my mom, some of my mom family members, you know what I'm saying, that I feel closer to, of course, but you know, even some of them, they kind of doing their own thing or whatever. But I never really had that real closeness with that. In my dad's side of the family, we never really, you know, attached ourselves with them. My dad never really brought us around. Matter of fact, I only remember one time going because my father's from Mobile, Alabama. He was born in Mobile, Alabama, and yeah, my father's father, my grandfather, my father's father, from Guyana.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. And there was a because in Mobile, Alabama, there was a port, so my grandfather used to work on a boat, and
You know what? One thing about Mobile, it's the last place where the last slave ship ever came into the United States.
most definitely, most
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
Yep.
it wasn't in Cujo, last
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
One of the
yeah,
oldest living slaves
yeah,
yeah, his
yep,
name's
yep.
Cujo.
They just uncovered that ship too. Yep. And
Yep.
and that ship that actually came in when slave was supposedly abolished, so they snuck it
Yep.
in. That was the
And it
last one
came
in
in
there.
like 1850
Yeah,
something. So they was like,
yep.
yeah, let's see if we can get one more ship in, and
You're
they
right.
did it.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, because they got like an African town.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
African talent.
But yeah, so that's pretty much my background, man. Military background, military brat growing up. My father was in the army. Retired from the army. Like I said, he's from Mobile, Alabama, but his father is from Guyana, born in Georgetown, Guyana.
Wow.
His mom Pearl, she's dead now. My grandma, she's from Alabama. Um, and he has some brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, and we've never really been close. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So one of them though, the uncle, he's a real seemed really really cool when we communicated or whatnot. But some of the other ones is don't know where to be found. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah. But anyway, with that being said, then my mom's side of the family, my man is mostly from New Orleans, New
Oh,
Orleans,
okay.
from New Orleans. So on my mom's side, her mom and dad both are from New Orleans, and that's where I got more of a cultural kind of connection with New Orleans because I went to family reunion there, and we have all kinds of family there. I mean, from Brian Gumble related to us,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, from my grandfather's sister's son used to be mayor of New Orleans. His name is
okay.
Sidney Bartholomew. So we have also a little Creole, and
Yeah,
and so we related to a former mayor, Sidney Bartholomew of New Orleans. So we got a lot of family in New Orleans as well.
that's what's up.
So pretty
That's
much,
funny that you relate to you got some connections to people like that. My
yeah,
well, most of my like 3/4 of my family is Gullah, so they come from North Carolina area. So
Carolinas, yeah.
yeah, my mom's father and mother both from the Gullah area, in North
That's
Carolina.
what's up.
So
Wait,
Yeah.
so
Wilmington, North
can you
Carolina
speak
area.
Gullah Geechee? I know you can, right?
You know what's so funny? Growing up, like I was born in New York, but my mom brought me down south when I was a kid, right? So I grew up hearing my grandparents and my great grandparents speaking weird, man. I was like, oh, they just speak bad English. So
Right, right,
Right,
right,
they
right,
got a
I didn't
groovy
realize
way
I
of
was
talking.
Gullah until I got older, man. And I was like,
right,
yo, because
Leave
right.
y'all
the
by
thing
day
is,
clean. I love like they be having that slick way of saying stuff like, "Hey, Bubba, we leave the yard by day clean.
yeah,
But
they
y'all
Oh
don't get up
yeah,
out
I
like
y'all
love
way
that.
very,
of
Yeah,
they
yeah.
so like
They call it in some
give
areas
y'all
they
back
call it
by
the
day
slave
clean."
master, the buck craw, just like they do in the islands. So
Bruh, that was the funnest word. When I first heard that word, I was like, y'all got a magical word for white
yeah,
people?
yeah, buck craw.
I'm
But
like, let me write this. I wrote it down. I was like, how you spell it? They like, hey,
wow.
Baba, you can spell it any way you want. You want to spell it Bakra with a U? You want to spell that
yeah,
with
but they know what they know what
a
it means. But it's so and they say hunter chillins, like you children.
yes,
It's just
yes.
like grew up hearing all that stuff, man. But you gotta
Yeah,
understand the people in North Carolina, they try to get away from it because they used to get teased about being geechee, right?
right, right, right.
So they try
Like
to
like
separate
Charlemagne
themselves
the
from
God
that.
talk about it. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
But they still carry like my great grandparents and my grandparents still said stuff like really weird. And I was like, yo, they just speak bad English. Not realizing that they were just Gullah, man. And well
Mm,
my dad's father's side is from North Carolina too, that same area. So I'm like I said, I'm 3/4 of Gullah people. But my father's mother, although she was born in North Carolina, her family's actually from Mississippi, a small town called Quitman, and it's not that far from Meridian, Mississippi. And they're the Hearns family, so I'm related to Tommy Hearns through on my dad's side, and we're actually related to the Jordans, Michael Jordan, on my mom's side. But I'm a
Oh,
distant cousin.
I got one sports person.
Wow.
I got one sports person that I'm related to, but I never. He was a number one bust on my dad's side from Alabama. The mom side that because my dad's mom is from Alabama. Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like a number one draft, and he was like a bust in a way. He put on weight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Anyway. Two of my mom's cousins on her mother's side were like big in Hollywood. Like one of my grandmother's first cousins, his name was Sam R. Williams, and he was executive producer of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Martin Lawrence show back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I used to see this dude at the family reunions, and he had like these talent shows and stuff going on. I didn't know what he was doing that stuff for, man. And then he was like, I found out later on, he was just trying to see if there was some talent in the family and stuff.
Right. My man John King has to bounce, and so we gonna
John King gotta go, man. No.
Yeah.
I gotta go take a call.
Right. He's got a shield mating that he has to.
Man. I gotta see what's to them.
No. He has a hood mating.
The hood mating. What side you on, man?
I'm on the north side, bro.
You're on the north side. Oh, okay. You are not on the west and the east and the south, huh?
I could tell he ain't. He's sleeping too. I mean, he's sitting too high on it. He ain't.
Right. You see how relaxed I look? You know, I'm out the window.
Yo, you know the news, they try to blow things up, man. So is it really as bad as they say it is?
No. Before I go, I'm gonna tell you this. We call it pockets. The reason we call it pockets is you get certain sets of blocks that's very, very, very hot. We actually call them hot pockets.
Okay,
that's what I'm telling people. Like I was telling you earlier about how the Norwegian kids wouldn't know what we was talking about because they come over here and be like, "Hi, my name is Bjorn. I want to go to O Block," and I'm like, "Hey, bro, you want to be around here? Because that's Tailtown, homie. That's a hot pocket." Like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, you better take that shit back to Ketchikat. Like, right. What you want. So we have hot pockets and the propaganda machine. Focuses
on to the news too much over here, man.
But I mean, like even Kamar, he's from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is nothing to sneeze at as well. You know,
no, they got
BK, especially in the 80s and 90s. BK was not the place to be, like just what to do, man. Depending, especially like East New York, Brownsville area.
Right. No doubt.
Yeah. I still on my chopped cheese though. So.
And anybody listening to this, that they know, if they my age and they know about those two areas I just mentioned, they'll know. They'll verify. Trust them to that.
Right.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna get out your hair.
All right, my man. Into the next time. Into the next one, man.
To the next time.
Man. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Indeed. All right. Peace and blessings.
All right. Easy. Yeah, Kamar. So it's us, my man. I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, brother.
Oh yeah, maybe you can talk just a little bit on the Puerto Rico thing, man. So what's cracking now, man? Where you heading now?
Oh, I'm actually on my way home. I'm in a bunch of traffic, but
okay.
Yeah, I sell car parts, man.
Okay, so cool.
I still playing car parts on the side, but
you a hustler. You always been.
I got to. Like I can't depend on one income. You gotta have multiple streams.
Right. What you about to say?
Yeah. What's up?
No, you about to say something.
Yeah, so I met up with this girl. She did an interview on me just a few days ago. Bearskin USA, man, and good people.
With the skin, she sells skincare products and natural.
Yeah, she started during the pandemic. The pandemic, she they.
Is she African American or she Puerto Rican?
She African American.
Okay.
But so she was down here for the weekend because they did an Afrobeat show down here.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they did.
Because
It was huge too.
damn, they have one coming up out here in Europe. One of the biggest one Afrobeat concerts in Europe is in Portugal,
Oh,
and
okay.
and they have that one coming. I haven't been to that one yet or whatever,
Well,
but a lot of
this
people
one
are
was
going.
done by I think Afro Nation or something like that. And
Damn, I think it was Afro Nation as well. The one
it
going to
probably was them
Portugal.
too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard that they
yeah,
did it all over.
huge. Yeah, the biggest
Yeah.
Afrobeat party. Yeah, okay. So
But
you
that
went to
joint
one
was
in Puerto
huge,
Rico?
man. It was like mad
Damn.
people down here. And man, I had never seen so many Black American people in Puerto Rico in my life, man. It was so many down here. And then, but it's so funny because she put me on the spot. She's like, "Yo, this is the guy if you're gonna come down here, this is the guy you gotta meet." Because like he's like he's big name down here now. I guess
That's
Travel
what's
North
up.
like blew me up for real, man. Seriously, and
That's what's up, man. That's
so
what's
I'm gonna
up
be doing some things like some Airbnb. I'm trying to get myself into some Airbnbs,
for
trying to
sure.
put some tours together for like especially for Black people who want to come and see the more
Right.
more
Of
African
course.
influence. There's
Right. Of course.
some areas on the coastal towns here where there's mostly Black people, and they can because the people
Right.
here during the George Floyd thing, man, the people in the town called Loíza, which is the center of African culture in Puerto Rico,
Black tourism.
they did a vigil for George Floyd, man. Like
Wow.
the
Yeah.
George Floyd thing, it didn't just affect Black people in the States; it affected the whole diaspora. You know what I mean? And I won't say
Absolutely.
even Black people everywhere, because it's like we all go through the same stuff, man. And but it
Absolutely,
was just
man.
so cool that they took 2 days to do a vigil for that cat, man. It's just like, yo, that just it's
Right.
almost like they're saying, yeah, we see you and we stand with you. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
I,
Right.
I got to
Right.
give a shout out to them when they got to be one of the first towns I actually do a video on when I finally get my YouTube channel going, man.
Right.
I got to give respect back to them.
Right.
So
Absolutely, man. And
yeah,
I can't wait till I make it out there because I want to do it right.
yeah, man.
As you get more experiences and meeting a little bit more people, then you know what I'm saying. And when I get out there, we already know we have our itinerary already. You know what I'm saying. We
Brother.
go check this out, whatever. And then also, I want to hit like maybe a St. Thomas or something when I'm out there because
Yep,
you
and
so damn
they're right across the way, and I still haven't been to
right,
St. Thomas yet, but
right,
it's just
right,
right across
right,
the water, man. Not even
right,
like
right, right,
from the airport's 15-minute flight.
right, right, right,
You
right.
go up and you go down, just like that, bro.
Right, right. But I'm waiting till those Barico those Spanish people start to more embrace you, and that's why I'm happy that
Yeah,
this buzz
believe it or
going
not,
on.
man, a lot of them have, because they're
Man,
like, yo, he came here, he started learning how to speak the language, you
yeah,
know, that he knows the history of the place. And,
yeah,
I had some detractors who were like, oh, he's just a colonizer. Come, I was like, well, first of all, I'm Black American. We
yeah, yeah.
ain't colonized nothing. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right, right, right. No, I
I didn't
feel you.
come over here taking stuff from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right,
like we're in the same boat.
right, right,
But then you had the other ones who were like this one lady. Her name is Sandra Coto Rodriguez. She did
right,
an article on me too. Actually, I was on her podcast, and
right,
she's like,
right,
well, what do you feel about people coming from the States and Bitcoin billionaires and getting these tag breaks? And I said, I don't have a problem with them coming over here if they're gonna respect the culture and respect the people
right,
and learn the language, even try. You know what I'm saying? But I said the problem with them is that they come over here very arrogant
right.
and they just want to like just take over everything and not give back to the community and not just not respect the place, man. And
See,
they want to do
Caz,
that.
see, Caz, don't know this is how you was when you was in Japan because
Oh yeah, same way in Japan.
we was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, which in
Yeah.
Okinawa compared to all the other prefectures of Japan is the poorest prefecture.
It's the poorest, but it's the funnest.
So right, right, right. And so they was basically like the niggas in Japan in that area. They treat them like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so yeah. The poorest, like you
But
said, are
Okinawa is,
the
yeah,
highest.
it's very
And
similar to
so,
Puerto Rico.
huh?
It's very similar to here, man.
It resembles it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, 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 right. Wow.
So
But
you know,
the food and stuff, man, be looking good. I see on your Instagram,
food be
man.
banging,
Man.
man. Food be banging. The food that you saw, I cooked that.
Oh, I see that. I seen that. You learned
Yeah,
it. Yeah, you learned a lot over
yeah.
there. I see.
I used to remember I was married to a Puerto Rican.
That's right. That's right. That too. That too. That's right. That's right. That's right.
She never taught me how to speak, but she taught me how to cook, man.
Right.
So
Right.
I
No
did get
doubt.
that.
And then you do the dancing thing, the
Oh
salsa and
yeah,
all
she
that.
didn't teach me
For
that
sure.
either. I learned that since I've been here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The matter of fact, that was like my language when I first got here because I didn't know how to speak Spanish that well when I first got here. Actually, I didn't know
Right,
how to speak it at all. Honestly, I just knew how to
right,
read it and write it.
right.
But when I learned how to dance, that became like my lingo for a universal language.
For
The
sure.
ladies here love to dance, man,
Right, right, right.
and it's so funny because you would think that a lot of dudes here dance, but they don't. And so they usually have girls that be like dancing, sitting there, and they want to dance. The boyfriends or whatever don't know how to dance, and they just sitting there like, I wish I could dance. I wish I could dance. It's
Right.
been crazy, man. I met a
Wow.
nice lady that way.
That's another conversation. That's interesting.
It is
That's
another
interesting.
conversation.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But
interesting.
it don't matter if you fat, skinny, ugly. If you can dance over here, I saw this fat dude a few days ago dancing, man. This dude, I was like, he has like, I was with this lady, and she was like, I was like, he has some girls following him. She's like, yeah, it doesn't matter what he looks like, he can dance really good. I said, yeah, and I'm
Mm,
pretty sure he got like quite a few
yeah,
ladies.
right.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, cause I can't dance to that stuff, man. I
Oh,
need to learn.
you'll learn.
I need to learn. For sure,
You'll
for sure.
learn.
But anyway, my brother, I'm gonna get off because it's getting late on my side of things. On your side, it's looking
Yeah,
real
that's
sunny.
right. Yeah.
It's looking real sunny and nice. Peep
Oh,
this,
it's
man.
beautiful, man. It's
Peep,
beautiful,
peep,
bro.
peep this. It's starting. You know, it's spring and it's
Uh-huh.
start. Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's sunny out here, man.
Cause over here it's the beginnings
The
of
days get
spring.
longer.
It's beginnings of spring, but damn it, today, it was we saw some sun last week or whatever, and then today, like it had like a little snow flurries and stuff. A
Oh
few of them.
man.
I was like,
Uh,
damn, we going backwards in this motherfucker. But
yeah,
but
yeah.
no, but
You
no,
moonwalking.
right, right. But I think it's gonna warm up in a. It had like a cold front, man, and so it's like we
Brother, I
probably ain't go.
thought Norway is a cold front.
I know, man. I know.
The nigga said, how long does it stay warm up there?
Bruh, not long, but bruh, believe it or not, though, when it get hot though, for real.
I believe it.
Because it ain't like Florida or other places. They ain't got no AC, bro. I
Uh-huh.
mean, in general, they don't have AC in most places. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So in the summertime when it gets hot, it's
It's
warm.
hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then when this like one thing I learned because I was in Utah, man. I used to live in Utah and Colorado. But when
Yeah,
it gets real cold there, it goes like negative whatever, right? But when it gets to
right,
like 32 degrees, which is like freezing, it be feeling like summertime because you've been so
right.
used to with it being so cold, you know.
Yep, yep.
So
Get
yeah, man.
climatized. But anyway, so yeah, you can follow my man Kamar on how you say
Instagram.
PR Beyond. What do you say?
Yeah, travel PR and beyond. It's travel, the word travel, PR, the letters PR, in not and in beyond. Travel PR in beyond. And as you can hit me on Instagram there. I'm real personable. So if you hit me, send me a message, say what's up, I'll definitely send you a message back. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Def
keep it humble over here, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah,
My
man. Thanks
my
again for
man.
having me on though, brother.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely, man. Like I said, we ain't gonna do this every night, but once in a while, if I feel like
Yeah,
there's a
we can
topic
chop
that
it up.
I want you to chime in, you just hit it up. You don't have to be long. You be short, long, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of these casual live discussions that I'm gonna try to have every now and then. You know what I
That's
mean?
cool, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta switch the thing. All right, bro.
All right, my brother.
All right. I'm out, man.
All
Be
right,
easy.
see
Be
you.
safe on the road. All right.
Take care, brother.
All right. Peace.